Hey, listeners, Ginger here. I just wanted to make a quick announcement and say a quick thank you. With everybody's support, I was able to get affiliated with a company called King's Coast Coffee. King's Coast is a New York based coffee shop, and they produce their own, or they roast their own beans, and then they package them up and they ship them out to people all over the US and Canada. You can also go into the King's Coast shop and get your own cup of coffee. They've partnered with me as an affiliate, and if you go to King's Coast Coffee's website and use code GINGER, you get 10% off your coffee order. They have everything from cold brews to espressos and regular coffee. It's delicious. People in the community over on my Twitch channel actively drink King's Coast, and I've had King's Coast. I love it, and I'm going to be drinking King's Coast like crazy from here on out. So if you would do me a favor, there's going to be a link in the description for King's Coast. It's my affiliate link, but also use code GINGER for 10% off your coffee order. Supporting King's Coast supports me, and it really is super cool, and I'm super excited for this. So get caffeinated, and thanks a bunch. Enjoy the episode. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the GingerTalks podcast. My name is Ginger Snaps. And joining me, Druid, buddy. How you doing today?
Oh, it's a fabulous day here out in Birmingham, UK. As always, conditions are perfect. What has been sweltering heat for the duration of the last few episodes has now begun to abate.
Oh, you lucky son of a bitch.
Yeah. Summer's going, but it doesn't mean that the light's going away, because I believe it was beloved bard, man of the people, Stratford local, William Shakespeare, who in his oft ballyhooed comedy Twelfth Night said, "If music be the food of love, play on." He said that some 500-600 years ago. Little did he know that if music were the food of love and we could play on, then today the sax is the food of the loin.
Oh, shit.
Get your fuck on. Because we've got a monumental guest with us today. We've got, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Roy Molloy.
Hello, Druid. Hello, Ginger.
Hello.
That is now my favorite ever segue. That's a doozy. Music is the food of love. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, this is it. You know, I try and get cross-curricular where possible. You know, we're bringing in a bit of culture, and you know, there's fine wines on display here in Druid Towers, and maybe that has a little something to do with it as well.
So wait, if music is the food of love, are ears the mouths of the heart?
I mean, if that's between you and your internet service provider, buddy.
I don't want to think about anything involving love in my ears. Whew.
Yeah. I don't like William Shakespeare. All right, no more Shakespeare for the rest of the podcast, please.
Well, I feel
And
slighted.
also, they can stop teaching it in schools.
We've got ourselves a Christopher Marlowe man. I see, Dr. Faustus himself.
Yes. The Marlowe squad is on deck. Who's Christopher Marlowe?
He wrote Dr. Faustus, a contemporary of William Shakespeare, but oh god, what am I doing here? I'm definitely going off of it. So he was a contemporary of Shakespeare.
Let's get this segue under control. This segue is segueing wildly.
You know, you can hear who he is or not, buddy. You asked the question.
Wait, Dr. Faustus, is that the story about the gentleman with the magic doctor who makes people come alive?
Mephistopheles, bro, the spawn of Satan himself. Christopher Marlowe was actually killed in a pub for being an atheist.
Well, take that.
I mean,
what a dude, man! Richard Dawkins himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I could do it over again, I would. I hope you know that. But now we're deep into. Everyone has to hear that. Yeah.
I'm sold on Dr. Faustus. I'm sold on this bloke who got killed in a pub. I'm all in, and I'm glad to be on. I'm really glad to be on the podcast as well. Ginger, Druid, thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming and hanging out. This is another one of those episodes where I don't know the guest, so I just get to learn. I just get to listen to the chaos and the shenanigans because you two connected somewhere, somehow, and now you're here, and I'm fucking stoked. And I have to say, I lurked and just like chilled and watched you stream, I think one night last week. And I was just watching, and I was like, okay, I can fuck with this. This is chill. He's playing Farming Simulator. I'm not one to talk because I play like fucking Gas Station Simulator. So like, I mean...
Oh, that's nice. I didn't know they had a simulator for that.
Dude, there's a sim game for everything. It's
Damn.
so bad. I own quite a few. My community decided one night when I was playing a simulator game to just start looking at sim games on Steam. And I got gifted like 12 simulator games.
Lucky lady.
Dude. It's a lot. But everything from, bee simulator to chair fucking simulator. There's a simulator for everything, and it's fucking terrifying.
Yeah. I mean, they talk about the multiverse or the singularity or whatever. That's it for me. When they finally put, bee simulator, chair fucker simulator, and, burger flipping simulator and farm simulator together. Dude. When they achieve that, I will never stop gaming. I will game my life away.
Right.
Yeah, you're plugging into the Matrix well and truly for the rest of your days. But you turn Farm Simulator into an art, my friend, because the Bean scheme. We need to talk about the Bean scheme for a second. The way I can't believe the other day. I think were you just cutting? Like, were you just making a grid into arable land for 3 hours and people were on it for every word of that shit? That's amazing.
I mean, you might have seen 3 hours of it, but the process of cutting the new mega field, which is an enormous field, took 20 hours in the end.
Holy shit!
Wow.
Yeah.
And how do you feel now that? How do you feel now that's complete?
Not. I mean, I feel. How do I put this? It's like while I'm cutting the field and like working the farm, I completely forget about death. It's like a totally emotional.
Yeah. So you'd liken it to like how a poet might talk about ejaculating.
Yes, exactly. In those moments, in those hours, I'm free of, there's no future, there's no past. It's just pure farm.
Dude, that's how I feel playing like Minecraft and a whole bunch of games like that for me, because it's literally just I switch off my brain and I just do.
That's the thing. It's like I think that the pleasure of gaming comes in a little bit from just actually focusing on something,
Yeah.
Like focusing on something good and cool that you like instead of having to focus on fucking,
Yeah.
death or killer whales or whatever.
In many ways, gaming is the last bastion of the attention span.
Yeah, it's where my attention span goes to die.
It's the only form of media entertainment. Yeah, exactly. For better or worse.
It's the inner sanctum, the final bastion.
Yeah, and so great that you do it all on Twitch as well, because we were able to connect through that, which has led us to this moment.
I know it's bizarre to think of, but we've been hanging out on Twitch now for. When I first met you, I was playing, the first I remember of you, Druid, I was playing Red Dead Redemption, like 3 years ago, maybe.
It was. I believe it was. It was still It was pandemic, because I'm. Compared to a lot of people we have on, I'm definitely a Twitch novice, which is completely my personal USP on this show, which grows weaker and weaker every day. But yeah, I seem to remember it was like New Year's Eve or something crazy like that.
That's it. It was New Year's Eve. It was New Year's Eve. I was having probably not the loneliest New Year's Eve of my life, but definitely the one where I was the most alone, aka by myself in my apartment. Yeah. And yeah, that's a prime time to get on the internet and meet new friends.
Yeah.
And now you fast forward a couple of years, and here we are, Druid.
Yeah. The only guest that we've had on that I know from Twitch that I've actually met in person in real life as well, which is quite something.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things about the internet. Making friends on the internet, getting to know them like in a pretty in-depth way over the years, and then, going and suddenly you're standing face to face in where were we? Nottingham.
Yeah, Nottingham. You could hear the jangle of the sheriff's keys, man. It was that vivid. It was great. And and this is how we met face to face. Was I was delivering the boys when they were on tour, delivering them a little taste of the UK green. And to be fair, I've been Pineapple Expressing you ever since.
Honestly, I that was wonderful marijuana. Me and the boys smoked our way through that as quickly as we could. It's that lovely British weed, it's got a pop to it.
Don't I know it?
See,
I'm enjoying it right now.
Having never been Canada, Niagara Falls doesn't count. Having never been out of the US, I have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
And now I'm just intrigued as fuck. Like,
I'll tell you right now, that the marijuana is the best in the US.
Oh.
America and Canada, and I haven't actually been to Niagara Falls, but I know the nature of Niagara Falls, and I'm sure you've got, a thriving criminal whatever. But it's the border town, right? You're on the border of like America and the US, and right?
It's fucking tourist town.
Yeah, we're talking strip clubs. We're talking casinos.
Yeah, we're talking. Ozark season 4.
No, you can only find that shit in fucking Missouri, man.
Is that right?
Uh-huh. Fucking trust and believe.
Spoiler alert, Ginge. The weed gets worse the further from America you go.
Oh.
Yeah, well, and I can attest to this, because ever since weed became legal in America, we start to get like these fucking hybrid strains. So the one dominating is Stardog right now.
Wow.
And we get like this weird like quasi US legal Stardog strain, and I was actually and I'm getting peddled this by like straight up corner boys, and I was really excited to learn actually that Stardog as a weed strain is named after, the band Mother Love Bone, the Pearl Jam fucking pre-Pearl Jam project.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's named after a song of theirs called Stardog Champion, and I thought I had this moment where I was like, isn't that some great synergy that I've got these like gangster corner boys peddling to me, talking to me about their like Eddie Vedder weed.
That's hilarious.
I don't even fucking know it.
So...
Hey, you start yawling as soon as that shit hits your lungs, man.
Right.
I'm worried that those corner boys don't even know who Eddie Vedder is. I don't think the new generation have picked up on Eddie Vedder yet.
Yeah, lost in the dust.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And and that's the crime of having Nickelback by association.
Eddie, yeah, I think that Eddie Vedder got the career he deserved.
Yeah. And we'll leave the listener at home to interpret that comment as freely as they wish.
Yeah. I think I can stand
that. This is actually the second time we've spoken about Eddie Vedder in like maybe the last 3 episodes, and it's something of like the ghost at the feast at the podcast at the moment, which I feel like he occupies that same space at like Rolling Stone after parties.
Oh, God.
Wait a second. Am I gonna I irritated the Ved heads in the listenership?
And I think you'll be fine.
I'll be okay with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, they're still marking out about you talking about bringing all their simulators together at this point, so I wouldn't worry too much.
I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I play so much Farm Sim, because I've played like thousands of hours of it. But yeah, it keeps me calm, and I take not a perverse thrill, but it's nice to do something that slow paced on stream.
Yeah, it allows time for those community moments as well, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's. I mean, I guess I've never played it off stream in my life, so maybe it's just something. Maybe it's just a pretense to talk.
Yeah, exactly. I feel that Twitch, and I would say this, and I'm speaking to 2 people here that have come to know me just purely because I'm a Twitch chat botherer to the extreme.
You couldn't bother me if you tried, Druid. You couldn't bother me in a million years.
Oh, that's so beautiful, man. But let's call it what it is. To the same
stream bothering, yeah.
Yeah, stream bothering. Not saying whether or not that's negative or positive, but surely the whole platform is just a conduit for that to some degree, especially before you're hitting those. You've got a Monster energy drink fucking sponsorship going on. Surely the whole thing is just a big old like social fuckfest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a powwow. It's a wing wang. It's meant to, like that's the whole idea for me. Play video games and also feel like I don't know, like I've got the crew there or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's an OnlyFans for people that don't want to like jerk off on camera.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, Druid. I do want to jerk off on camera, not in front of I like.
Fine.
Yeah.
I mean, go off.
You. We're just going to leave you there for a second to worm your way out of that.
Bye, everyone.
And that was Roy Molloy.
Yeah, Roy Molloy, everybody. That was the GingerTalks podcast. I look forward to seeing the headlines on Pitchfork Music tomorrow.
No,
I guess what I'm saying, it's not masturbatory, but I am like enjoying my face on cam while I slowly plow a field. You know what I mean? Like there's something. It's like waiting for the cookies to cool off when you're done baking them. It's a little fucked up, but not fully.
Oh, fucking hell, man.
And like for me, like my favorite fucking streams are when I can just chill and talk to chat, and maybe I'm playing a game, maybe I'm, doing whatever and I talk about whatever I'm playing, but just like fucking chilling and talking to chat. Like
exactly.
Because it looks, every streamer is a little bit like, yeah, that's me. I'm doing the thing and people fucking watch me. Like that very much is a thing, and no streamer will tell, like any streamer that's worth anything will be like, yes, no, it absolutely is. Hey, you've given me attention. Thank you. But
exactly. I mean, sorry, go ahead.
It's one of those things like, for me, it is just chilling and shooting the shit with my friends. And
Precisely, you know.
I make new friends, dope. People fuck off and never come back, dope. I didn't need you. Like,
Exactly. It's so true.
it's very much just fucking that, like.
And on top of that, you know, even the people who come in who are watching and who don't say anything, I like those people. I like the idea that, you know, that I'm the voice in their house.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Or how do I put this? I can always tell. I do this stuff every now and then, like press stuff, talk to interviewers and things, and I can tell when I'm talking in a microphone if there's no one listening on the other end.
Right.
I can feel it. You know.
Yeah, that's right.
So even just seeing that little number there, seeing that 6 or 7 people are watching, that brings me some. Yeah, I don't know why I want people to watch me game. I probably have something subtly wrong with me, but
Shh, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
People with siblings that wish they were only children. And
well, yeah, that's it. You know, we're from that generation. Oh, I mean, we're from the current generation, aren't we? Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
we're going to start getting...
We're all millennials.
Sure.
There's millennials fighting in the Ukraine. I think if you've got members of your generation in an active war zone, you get to claim you're the current generation.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can follow that metric.
Well, and
I don't know the science behind that, but what was I trying to say? You know, playing video games when I was a kid, it was fucking going over to Steve Godman's house and playing his brother's Nintendo 64.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Or going to Fukushima's house and getting on the Sega. I don't like to play video games by myself.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For me, it was Troy Sixton, man. He had all the machines. I seem to remember going to Troy Sixton's and playing a little bit of E.T. on the Atari 2600, which is known as the worst game of all time.
Yeah.
Just marveling in the fact that he had a fully attachable Megazord and E.T. on the Atari 2600, and just thinking, Troy Sixton's got it all, man.
Yeah, I love those moments when you're a kid where you're like, Troy Season, like luckiest cunt in the neighborhood. You grow up a little bit and you realize it's because he's,
he's got that rug that looks like a town.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And I'm here with carpet gripper underneath my feet.
Yeah. Thinking that Troy's the luckiest kid in the whole world, the happiest kid.
Right.
Yeah, I thought, it's funny. I thought that right until we hit puberty.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Troy, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me play your Sega.
Yeah. Seriously.
Well, and that's like any fucking big streamer or YouTuber or, anybody who does this kind of shit for their job. Very rarely the ones that are actually successful and have longevity are like, no, I was fucking cool as shit. Every girl wanted to sleep with me. I had all the shit. I was super fucking dope. They're like, no, I was a fucking weirdo theater kid that nobody wanted to like kiss until I was a senior in high school. Like, they're all the big fucking weirdos who are just like, yes, I definitely smoked marijuana before I was a junior in high school, and not for the first time at the girl's house that I had a crush on, and where I didn't actually smoke the weed. I just blew the ember and ash everywhere accidentally. Like, it's those fucking dudes who are just like, yeah, no, I have millions of dollars now for playing video games on the internet and making people laugh. Like,
This is why I don't have millions of dollars from streaming. I was too much of a jock when I was a kid.
Yeah, every time anyone comes into stream, Roy actually just goes, "Sup, dickhead."
What's up? Yeah, exactly. I really like to bully the less epic viewers.
Yeah. The good old digital loogie never goes fucking out of style.
Yo, what's up, fucker? What's your max bench? I don't know.
Oh.
I wonder what my max bench is. We need to do a bench sesh on stream soon.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Oh, man. If you want to do that in tandem, I can't. My biceps actually flow underneath my arm in a kind of bingo wing situation. I need to eat me spinach, but if you want to do this shit in tandem, that's fair enough.
Oh, man.
It's just proving your strength.
Right.
And that's the jock. That's why he's the jock. in this fucking
Yeah.
recording.
I haven't done a bench press in a while, but I reckon I still got a big enough bench on me. I'm sure I can lift some kgs.
You can hear that steely determination in your voice that makes that shit believable.
Right.
Well, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's the jock mindset, is what that is.
I think I could do a bench.
Yeah, fuck, man. Now that we're talking about this, I'm thinking about all the time that I've said that I'm going back to the gym. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Fuck. Nope. But I did, so I've started doing this thing recently, and I feel like there will be an appreciation, maybe not a full understanding, but an appreciation. So Roy, I am of the larger variety of humans.
Okay.
I am not a small woman. I got thick thighs, belly on me.
That's
like
what
I'm a larger woman. I'm 5'10" on a bad day. Like I'm built large, and I've started losing some weight. I changed my diet up a little bit. And I'm like, oh, all right, cool. My jeans are fitting different. All right, bet. I don't know why. I pulled a pair of boots out of my closet that have like a 3-inch heel on them. I didn't take those boots off all fucking weekend. I was like, my ass looks great. My legs look great. I'm taller. What is this?
I mean, look, fucking 6 foot and curvy. I'm pretty sure that it's no mystery that that's like the kind of, like, you're talking about the archetype of beauty right there. Dude. So fuck yeah, Ginger. That sounds hot. Keep those boots on.
Dude.
I want some boots. I want a 3-inch heel.
I mean, listen, I got a spare pair. You want them in black or brown?
I want you to kick me in the head with them, mate.
yeah, like literally, please, can you snap my neck whilst wearing those?
I was gonna say, exactly.
Dude, and like I walked into the fucking gas station, I'm buying a fountain pop. And the dude at the counter looks at me and goes, "You look different." And I was like, what? It's like I'm wearing heeled boots. That's the difference. How has this changed? What is going on? But I've been losing weight, so like my clothes fit different, and I fucking feel good, and I don't know what's happening. And it's just like, I'm like, I want to go back to the gym, but also I'm lazy and fat.
Here's the insider tip. One jock to a prospective jock. You don't need to fuck with the gym. Forget it. It's costly. You got to drive there. Fuck that. You need like 15 minutes of exercise per day. You just need to feel the tingle of sweat on your groin, and you're done.
Well, I have a gym and a pool at my apartment complex for free.
That's the shit. Can I come and live at your apartment complex?
Sure. Fucking.
I never thought I'd want to come live in fucking Niagara Falls, but
I don't live in Niagara Falls. I live in Iowa.
Oh God.
Listen.
Yeah, it's swift retraction on that. No.
If it's okay, so it's between Iowa and Niagara Falls. Which one do you want to wake up in?
Niagara Falls.
Okay.
I've been to Niagara Falls a couple times, and by far my favorite place that I have ever vacationed, anything like that, with the exception, is because I was with my family, like my favorite family vacation. My ex-wife and I talked about just going to Niagara Falls and eloping instead of having a big fucking wedding. And the families were like, no. So we made them all travel to us instead.
That's the way. Are you in, what's the main city in Iowa? Is that Des Moines?
Des Moines. Des Moines. Yeah.
Des is a better name, I think. Des Moines sounds like an Australian rugby player or something.
Yeah, Des Moines is actually taking over on The Price is Right.
Yeah, so I live and work in the Des Moines area, yeah.
Okay. I was lucky enough to drive through Des Moines once.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's got that nice building. It's got a thing going on.
Des Moines, what I'm going to say is Des Moines is a great small city. There's not a ton of violence. There's not a bunch of crime. You can typically walk around and things are pretty chill. There's enough to do to keep you entertained for the most part. And then, there's some corn.
And
cool.
Cool. The band, Corn the band.
No.
Okay.
And speaking of that, obviously, one of your most famous exports outside of Corn is Slipknot, which I have not been hasty to mention several times on the podcast. So I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Okay. The Knot Squad are logged on.
Yeah, they love it. And correct me if I'm wrong here, but if you are a young person that aspires to play some metal guitar, I hear that you can still have the chance to get guitar lessons from Slipknot's guitarist in the Des Moines area.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Corey still has a house here. And so every once in a while, Corey will pop back into town. One of the first stages they played on as a small band, I know the owner of the bar where they played at, and I've done stand-up shows there I don't know how many times.
Wow.
And there's a board when you come around and go up onto the stage where people have signed and stuff, and you can see real faint in Sharpie where Corey put his name.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So it's really cool. A dude I used to work with when he was a kid took guitar lessons from Slipknot guitarist, and so the fact that you can still do that shit is really cool.
That is really fucking cool. I love that.
Everybody's just everybody assumes that I was born in Iowa, and I'm like, no. And they're like, but Slipknot's from there, and I'm like, who the fuck do you think I am?
Who else have we got from the the metal scene? Did Iowa produce many metal bands, or even new metal bands?
Let's see.
I can only imagine that they were really right after Slipknot hit it. There were almost definitely a bunch of people from Des Moines that were popping up all over the place.
It's actually not. There's not. But see, here's the thing: is we have more actors and shit from Iowa than we do anybody else.
Run me through some actors. Who you got?
So when you're looking at, oh fuck, that's not how you do that. So we've got everybody from Ashton Kutcher's from here, John Wayne, Elijah Wood, Tom Arnold.
These are huge names.
Brendan Ralph, George Reeves, Johnny Carson, Cloris
Where are all the
Leachman.
ladies at? Okay.
Right.
Yeah, well, come on, this is the Midwest, my friend.
Right. Bill Daly,
those names
Julie
alone,
Adams.
That's big.
Yeah.
These are big names.
Donna Reed. Denai Guerrilla, I think. She played Michonne on The Walking Dead.
It's time to stop reading that list because who the fuck?
So
I'm lost there. Yeah, that one didn't hit with me. I mean, I guess it's just this. Some states in the US perform better than others in certain areas. For example, Colorado probably don't have a good band that's come out of Colorado that I can think. If you can name a good band from Colorado, I'll sit here and listen to it. But no one's ever done it for me. So maybe Iowa's like that with metal bands specifically. Well, no, I guess they've got Slipknot. But
It's a pretty big get.
Yeah. So
that's a huge get.
We've got Birmingham, UK.
You got everyone from Birmingham.
We got
you
fucking Black Sabbath, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord in heaven.
Yeah, next time you're down this way, man, we'll have to go and hit some sites because, we've got fucking Black Sabbath Bridge.
Will you be 40 from Birmingham?
Absolutely, yeah. Played in I've played quite regularly gigs in the venue where they famously played like all their first shows, which is like super cool.
An honor.
What?
We've got Led Zeppelin down the road.
That's unbelievable. Led Zeppelin's that's crazy.
Well, yeah, a friend of mine runs a music studio, and he's just finished working with fucking Rob Halford of Judas Priest.
Jesus.
Wow.
So these guys are just still around, and believe it or not, that's up to you. But everyone's got a story where, like, hey, my dad's doing the plastering for Tony Iommi right now.
Oh, that's
and shit like that. Everyone's got that story, but take it with a pinch of salt. But we've only just started claiming on that history as well, which is it's so bonkers to me.
I just looked
Birmingham's a sleeper city. It's not a city that gets credit for being of the scale and quality it is.
I just looked up Ohio, famous bands from Ohio, which is where I was born.
First up, Hawthorne Heights.
Oh, fuck them. Fuck them, man.
Wait, who we got from Ohio? Because I love Ohio. Ohio is a great state.
So I was born in Ohio. I spent the first 18 years of my life there, man.
Respect you.
9 Inch Nails is from Cleveland.
Oh,
fuck.
Bone Thugs and Harmony, which is a big kind of diversion there, but fucking Bone Thugs and Harmony. Devo.
That's huge. Devo, did you say?
Devo. From Akron, of all fucking places.
That makes sense. I love Devo.
21 Pilots, Hawthorne Heights, the Black Keys, the Ohio Players, obviously. Devil Wears Prada, The Outsiders, Reliant. Like, there's all these fucking bands that are just fucking from Ohio.
Well, lest we forget the fucking Midwest created emo.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
God damn. Yeah.
I'm a big I recently toured in the US, and the Midwest isn't like the first place that grabs your eye when you start traveling in America.
Mm-mm.
But I've fully come around to it. I went through. We played shows in Cleveland. I spent a bunch of time in Chicago and Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Detroit's technically Midwest. I'm team Midwest. It's the third coast, baby. It's a sick place to hang out. The people are chill. People dress poorly, so you're always overdressed when you're in the Midwest. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
I love it.
Can I just say, this is coming from a guy that dresses like sharp, man. He's Mr. Bojangles everywhere he fucking goes. You can hear him jangling his change, man.
I do like to be overdressed, and it's tough when you're traveling all around because you go to fancy places, but yeah.
So
the Midwest, they sort of like, the Midwest, they're like, it's all right. You can go home and just put on your slacks and they sort of.
It's jeans and T-shirts and maybe a flannel and maybe a trucker cap or a baseball cap. Like, you wear your work boots out to dinner.
It's been that way. It's consistent,
Yeah. So when you travel through the Midwest, did you stop and get Casey's Pizza?
Casey's Pizza. What's that?
Casey's Pizza. So Casey's is a gas station chain that originated in Iowa, but is in like 16 states, and it's huge. And they are known for doing handmade pizza in the gas station.
I've definitely. I don't have a memory. I haven't got pizza at a gas station. I'm a hot dog guy.
Okay, bet.
So when I go into a gas station, my eyes, like, I've got my blinders on. But I feel like I've definitely been in some gigantic service stations in the Midwest.
Come and Go and Casey's are like just the biggest fucking thing here. I'm trying to start a campaign to get Come and Go to sponsor me.
I want the Come and Go sponsoring. I've got one of their shirts in my thing. Come and Go is my spot.
Dude, Come and Go is fucking lit, dude. Their breakfast sandwiches are actually pretty dope, and the stores are fucking clean. They're clean as shit. Oh.
I saw a lady in a Come and Go in not Kansas, that other shithole. She was feeding her kid one of those breakfast sandwiches.
Dude.
She was feeding it to a child in a stroller. It was fantastic.
Dude, in Iowa, fun fact about Iowa, the Iowa State Fair, every year we have a sculpture of a cow made out of butter that has its own security. Wow. And like,
God damn.
Everything is deep fried. The portions are huge. Like, in the Midwest, you are fat and happy, and like it just that's what it fucking is. And so I'm over here.
It's big boy season in the Midwest. Yeah. I'll tell you that much. They got big men over there.
How men big are supposed to be. They're supposed to be there. Right?
Exactly. Exactly. A belly full of Chicago style pizza.
That's it. Cheese underneath.
Oh yeah.
Like it doesn't even
bit of timber on them.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
And it's dudes with big ass fucking trucks, and like everybody's got, fucking their cousin Jim Bob who does whatever, but I'm in the city trying to dance at the club. Like,
wow.
It's fucking weird, man. But I moved from Ohio to Iowa. So like, okay. I didn't go, it's not a huge culture shock, but like being in Southern California for a week, it was totally different. And like, I was sitting there with a friend.
Oh, sorry. I lost you for a second.
You good?
Oh, I'm back. Sorry. Okay. My alarm was going off. I'm cooking some rice.
Oh.
Well, I love that energy, by the way.
I fucking love that.
Yeah.
Bringing some grain into the the actualization of the farmer at work.
Mm-hmm.
That's
bringing his plunder, bringing the grain to the scene, man.
It's fucking it's so crazy, man. Like,
well, here's the thing: is like Chicago, they put cheese underneath the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
California, they're putting truffles in the sauce and dropping gold leaf on that shit.
Right.
Yeah, acting like they're better than you.
Pissing off Italians like left, right, and centre as well. Mamma mia! There's like so many short form 30-second Facebook videos of people's nonnas getting angry at Wolfgang Puck, which I can't believe. It's not how you do it.
I had a nonna next door growing up, and it doesn't take much to irritate them. I'll tell you that.
Ain't that the truth?
So you're Australian, yeah? Were you?
I'm from Sydney.
Okay, I was about to ask. Were you? Because I know a couple Australians who were like hippie commune raised, and then started acting, and then there's like your typical just like everyday fucking like people.
Well, I'm a combo of both. I'm a city kid. I'm a city Australian. I grew up which is most Australians. Most of us aren't the bush tucker man out in the 4x4, eating kangaroo or whatever. But yeah, I'm a coastal Australian. I'm one of the coastal elite. I'm from Sydney. Of course, I spend plenty of time in the bush, I'm a beach Aussie. I'm that stereotype.
Okay.
But it's funny you say that, like hippie commune. It transports me straight to. I'm about to go to college, but I'm taking a year out, and I'm hitting up Byron Bay and just not leaving for 2 years. I'm a white guy with dreads.
That's What the guys you're describing to me just then, the hippie commune actors, have they got dreads and perhaps aren't part of the global majority?
I knew one person from my school that he spent maybe 6 months in Byron Bay, and he came back with dreads, a Bob Marley turning into a lion tattoo, and he'd learned to play the bass.
Oh wow!
Slap only.
That's so good.
That's right. I mean, well, you'd be forgiven for thinking it's some kind of like Rastafarian cult when he came back. I won't lie to you.
I'm trying to think of an example of somewhere to compare Byron Bay to for Americans.
and it's hard. It's like
I would say maybe. Well, no, I was about to say Cancun, but that is like the jock equivalent.
Yeah.
I will say like there is nothing like I can't explain Byron Bay. It's a regional anomaly. It's probably the like for a spiritual energy center, and I'm doing the finger thing that makes it in quotes when I say that. It's probably got the worst energy of anywhere in Australia. It's
Yeah, you're having a chemical epiphany in the back room of the country there, and you get off the bus. You get off the bus, and I imagine it's just Doobie Brothers listen to the music on repeat.
Totally. It's like me getting to the States and being like, I'm gonna find myself, and then going to the fucking Mall of America. You know what I mean? Like it's
yeah, I would watch that movie. By the way,
that'd be fucking hysterical.
Mall of America.
Yeah, I would watch you know, specifically yourself going and trying to make it work, like some kind of like spin-off of Tom Hanks in the Terminal.
I can talk with authority about the Mall of America. Actually, me and Joe Snyson, our bass player, recently went there.
Dude, it's fucking wild.
It's in Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't point to. That's my only problem with the Midwest. I couldn't point to any of these states on a map. But
that's fair.
I assume Minnesota is adjacent to either Iowa or Ohio or one of those places, right?
It's north of Iowa.
Okay. I went to the Mall of America. We had a layover in Minnesota, whatever that airport is there, and it was a 4-hour layover. So we got the tram to Mall of America, and I got Panda Express and walked around, and then we left.
So. I went. Mall of America is fucking insane. It's in Bloomington, Minnesota, which is outside of Minneapolis.
And different from Bloomington, Indiana.
Yes. But the thing is, so I actually was in Minneapolis. The last time I was in Minneapolis, I was with the Australian actress that I worked for at the time. And she.
Not Nicole Kidman.
No.
Okay.
Trying to get that in there. I love that.
We'll work around that one.
I appreciate that. And she and her partner and their kid popped on the tram and went to the mall, and they came back super fucking wasted. And they were like, "Let's go do blah 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 blah," and I'm like, "Oh, honey, you are fucking hammered, and you want to go get dinner?"
There are bars there, dude.
Yeah, they went to the fucking Rainforest Cafe, and
oh my god, you've got that shit over there.
Yes, we do.
Sounds like a European.
They invented that shit, dude. They love it.
Oh my god.
Anything that's
so much to say, but so little that I can say. I feel
anything that's fattening or cultural appropriating in any way, shape, or form, it seems, is fucking American. So
yeah, they love it, man. This is where all that shit comes to sell its wares. The Mall of America's a hoot, though. There's like 10 bars in there. There's a little bar district. There was a live music. There was like a live band playing in one of the bars, just like completely dead behind the eyes.
Oh yeah,
it was great.
The Mall of America.
A bunch of Minnesotans just like, this is achy breaky heart again.
That's not a bad Minnesotan accent.
Yeah, I've seen Fargo.
Different state.
I haven't seen.
Slide.
Yeah, that's North Dakota, isn't it? Isn't that right near Minnesota though? My U.S. geography, despite having a world map literally in front of me, my state geography is absolutely terrible.
I mean, that's the thing with the United States. They're kind of like, actually, I'm from Iowa, not Ohio, you fool. But no one knows anything about the Americans at all. No. My favorite thing is when I meet an American and I'm like, oh, hey, whereabouts in America are you from? And they're like, I'm from Canada. I can't fucking tell your accents apart, you know? It's like New Zealanders and Australians. You all sound the same.
So I feel like I can hear that difference. You know, please forgive me if I'm like about to like commit the biggest faux pas of all time, and please red flag me if you need to. But like, I was watching Flight of the Conchords, man, and
I love that show.
Yeah, I don't know if they're the... Oh, absolutely brilliant. I don't know if they're the arbiters for New Zealand that I take them for, but there's like a both accents have like and please forgive me, a whimsical quality to the foreign ear, a kind of musicality to them. But
You don't get to say that as a goddamn Englishman. I am red flagging you there. You sound like you're in fucking Watership Down. Don't talk to me about whimsical.
no, I don't. I don't. All right.
You Poms sound like you're wearing little vests and top hats. You sound like anthropomorphic animals, you know? Don't fucking talk to me about whimsical.
I don't mean whimsical in that way. What? Okay. All right, buddy. Let's.
You segued with Shakespeare, you know, for whom a summer night doth come.
Well, oh no. Oh well, now who's the professor?
Oh,
No. What I'm saying, when I'm saying there's a musicality to it, a rhythmic quality in the accents flow in a kind of pentameter, right? And I feel that the New Zealand accent is slightly more, to use a musical term, staccato. A little bit less like lilting and a little bit more like a machine gun.
You fucking Poms, you goddamn Americans. What are we, clapping monkeys to you?
whoa.
Oh my god. Well, if it makes you feel any better, and I've said it many times, from Birmingham, consistently told that we have the least attractive accent in the country. And that's...
I got to stop you there again. I don't mind your accent. I think you have a lovely accent.
Yeah.
You too, man. I don't find it whimsical in the slightest. I take it with the seriousness
I shouldn't have got you. That's me revealing my own insecurities. But thank you. I should have just took the compliment about my. I would love to have a musical voice.
I can't, but let's never get mad at each other like that again.
Anybody who doesn't sound like, hey, y'all know I'm going to go down there by the creek and I'm going to go over there and I'm going to fucking do this. I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go get a hog pan.
Yeah.
Anybody sounds better than that to me. And even now, I'm having a hard time slipping the subtle southern drawl out of my voice after I just did that. So
hey, it looks like
Boomhauer's
trying to start a podcast.
God damn it, dude. That's what it feels like
I
sometimes.
agree with you, Jen. I agree with you, girl. I try and flatten my Australian accent. You don't want to sound like a fucking cartoon character.
Well, but here's the thing. You've got the quote-unquote what you expect, like the typical like Australian, New Zealand accents, because there's so many people who can't tell the two apart. I am guilty of that sometimes. But I know for a fucking fact that you don't sound like you fuck your cousin every Saturday night. So, like, no matter what the fuck.
Let's go after the cousin fuckers.
Dude, like, I can't. I think Americans sound so dumb. Now, there is something about a slow, sexy drawl. I will say that. There is something about it. But when you just sound like the only thing that's in your mouth is just an entire can of dip, I don't want to fucking talk to you. I had some dude hitting me up in my DMs the other day, and his hobbies were fishing, hunting,
hell yeah,
watching TV, playing video games, and dicking down chicks.
Well, at least
aside from hunting in the last one, I can't disagree with a lot of those things. But
now, I
can hear his accent. In my head.
You know that he was in all of his pictures. He was wearing at least one piece of camouflage.
Oh yeah, and
you can hear it.
And two gilets.
Like,
I do love the southern boys though. I love that they're fucking. You know, they all wear that same shit. They wear the orange hat and the camo shirt and then the blue jeans, and they all talk in this unintelligible shit. I'm a man of the world now, you know what I mean? I traveled all about, and I got to tell you, guys everywhere on the planet are poorly dressed and they sound like shit.
Yeah.
That's a universal thing. Obviously, present company excluded. Druid, I found you very well dressed and spoken, but, you know, You think that Southern men suck? Wait
yeah,
till
well,
you go
I
and
did that just
meet
for
a
you.
Dutchman.
Kind
You
of
know what I
like
mean? Wait till you meet a fucking. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna segue again. How do I segue this one?
Just do it. Just hard left. Pull that e-brake. Hard left. Go.
I had a segue. I'm eating rice with my fingers out of the pan right
I
now.
mean, I did that at 2 a.m.
if you
this
wanna talk
morning.
about-
I'm not even gonna
Okay.
fucking lie to you.
He's got the old Sydney chopsticks out. The pincers of Roy Molloy live on air.
I got some pincers on me, man.
Yo, to work that sax, bro. I mean, you need...
Yeah.
That's. I can't remember who I was talking to about fucking. Oh, I was talking to my little sister because she started playing sax recently in band, and I was like, be prepared for just the weirdest feelings and sensations from why your mouth hurts being like new to this whole thing. She's fucking 14. So I gotta be real careful with what I say around her because she'll take it and fucking run with it. And I don't know who's embarrassing who at this point.
Wow. I don't remember playing the horn for the first time because I don't have good memory or whatever, and I was super young. But to this day, my mouth after like a proper horn sesh is like it feels like what's the word? I don't know. It's like you've been to the gym, but for your mouth.
Yeah. You feel like you've got a bill instead of a mouth.
Yeah. Exactly.
I took sax at the beginning of lockdown with the hopes of sounding like I could be part of a Steely Dan ensemble, and 2 years later, I'm still.
You're not in the ensemble.
Geese in the park, man. That's what it sounds like.
It's hard to get that dulcet tone out of it, isn't it? But it's one of those great instruments because I've tried learning things in my life. You know, obviously, I hate it. I hate learning a new thing. And horn was one of those ones where it was kind of like it got matrixed into me. I just woke up one day and I could do it. Because I did it when I was like 8 years old, you know.
Yeah.
Before I fully started registering memories, everything was still a psychedelic dream.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So I'm lucky I don't actually have the memory of learning horn.
I distinctly
talk to your therapist about it, Bunny. That sounds like you need to.
Maybe I can. That explains them.
That.
Oral trauma or whatever.
I have distinct fucking memories of being in high school, and I had some surgeries done on my cheeks to get some moles removed. And
wow,
I remember being in fucking high school and walking around with fucking X Band-Aids on my cheeks. Because that's all we like
Nelly.
2 different fucking Band-Aids making an X on my cheek. Like, it was fucking ridiculous.
That's the band equivalent of being in Motley Crue, by the way.
I know, and I fucking hate it. But
wasn't that when was Nelly doing his thing? Didn't Nelly make the Band-Aid a thing for a while then?
Oh yeah. What? I'd have loved to be a fly on the wall in that corporate meeting where they decided that, by the way.
Oh god.
I think it was just a zit before his first big TV appearance. I'm pretty sure that's the story.
Is that actually true?
That's the anecdote.
What does hip hop star Nelly, or why does hip hop star Nelly have a piece of tape on his cheek? What does it represent? There's a whole fucking article about this.
Wow.
There's like a college class somewhere where they're like discussing this fucking decision at length.
Wow, because he did it for his whole career, right? Like I don't actually know. We need the answer here. Why does Nelly wear a Band-Aid on his face?
What does it signify? Blah, 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 I don't care. Oh,
I don't think it signifies shit. I think he had a little. I think he had a blemish.
That sounds the most.
Maybe
likely.
I just made that up myself.
Yo, if there's some kind of like hidden like bullshit meaning behind this, like, come on, I'm ready for that.
I'm ready. Oh yeah. Let's get the. You're right. The signification.
So, as per stories and sources, the requirement of a band-aid rose after a basketball injury. However, the rapper kept on
Okay.
wearing it even after his injury healed. Many saw it as a mystery, as any wound needed a band-aid would heal in a short period of time. He continued to wear it to honor his music collaborator and dear friend, Lavel Webb, also known as City Spud. In the
my
early days of
God.
Nelly's career, City Spud went to jail for armed robbery. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison. That's literally the whole fucking reason behind the goddamn
What?
Band-Aid.
So it was a basketball injury, and then his friend went to jail, and
It's to honor his friend that went to jail.
Look, I don't see the correlation there. I'm
I
sorry, does it?
Don't
What,
know.
what did
Wow.
like the Spud?
Yeah. I have no fucking
I'm
idea.
sorry. What is? Did they play ball together?
They were collaborators on music.
Imagine
Okay.
being like you dude in prison, and you pick up a copy of Smash Hits magazine or whatever the fuck you're able to get in there, and you find out that is how he's choosing to commemorate you, and just thinking,
come pay me a visit.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. Come on.
Well,
Yeah, bring me some cigarettes.
I'm wearing right, fuck. I'm wearing fucking band-aids on my cheeks, and being a sousaphone player and tuba player, like I didn't do the whole cheek control thing. I was one of those big fucking puffy bitches, just big
Oh yeah.
fucking chipmunk cheeks. But I was a fucking loud horn
Sousaphone.
player.
I was gonna wait. Sousaphone's the big French horn, right?
It's the big one that wraps around you
Oh fuck yeah.
with the big bell at the top of your head.
Yeah. I love that.
That's
And
such an energy.
Like a tuba, right?
yeah, it's just the marching version of a tuba, basically.
Oh, that's so cool.
And I fucking am like playing, and my face is just killing me because I still have stitches in my cheeks. And
Oh god.
like I had to stop playing for a couple weeks until the stitches dissolved and everything was fine. But I'd sit there for hours and just fucking massage my cheeks, and it looks so fucking stupid, man.
This is the moment she segues into going, how I got these scars.
Oh, fuck you, man. You can't you can't see them because I took such good care of them. If I didn't,
Oh yeah, I
I'd
got
have this
scars
big
like that.
fucking
Vitamin A
fucking
cream.
scar. Uh-huh. Yep.
I got one like that right on my eye where I would wear my Nelly Band-Aid, but instead seriously, when I was in the hospital, the nurse gave me vitamin E cream and said, put this on the scar, it'll help it heal quicker. And I was like, thank you so much. And she was like, and also just put some on your rosacea, it'll fix that too. And I was like, well, okay, all right, whatever, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, you put that band-aid on your scar and you go like, this one's for you, E420.
Exactly.
Fucking clink.
All I know is that whenever Nellyville came out, like 2001, that was a new chapter for me. The Twin Towers were fucking toast. Nelly was releasing music. It was good shit.
Mm.
It was getting hot in here.
It was hot in here. Wait, what else was on that record? That song with he did the song with Kelly Rowland.
Yep, I'm literally staring at that image right now.
That was a beautiful song.
Oh my god.
No matter what I do, all I think about is you. Even when I'm with my boo. All I think about.
We were talking about William Shakespeare at the head of this podcast.
Yeah.
In full
Nelly,
circle.
Nelly fucking. No, that's songs.
Yeah.
I love that was such a pivotal moment for you.
Dilemma.
It was. It really was. When was it? It was. I'm not getting my time. I was in school, I was in high school. Put it that way. I was smoking weed and watching beheading videos and listening to Nelly.
Yeah, beheading. God bless that wasteland that was like our generation's experience of the early internet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no. It's
Yo, the amount of times I saw Saddam Hussein getting like hung with like different songs in the background was insane.
Dude.
Yeah, it was crazy. Interpol were releasing music. It was insane, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
honest to God, Interpol.
although, has it got any worse? I mean, on Twitter, that kid went and shot up he attached a GoPro to his fucking machine gun and went and live streamed a shooting, didn't he?
Yeah, it got pulled down real quick, but yeah.
Okay, well, I mean,
they've made it interactive, haven't they?
Yeah.
You know,
good to know that the kids have kind of found their own way to get fucked up by the internet.
Yeah. Hey guys, give me a second. My internet's doing something funky. I'm just gonna double check on it.
Okay.
no worries.
I mean, that's the whole thing with the web, you know. That period of my life was about learning that you can see shit online that, you know, even if you jab your eyes out with forks, you still know have seen them.
Yo, we all got the invite to the lemon pie at some point.
Yeah.
You know, the citrus twist.
I mean, me and Alex have been trying to unpack for years what the title "Forced Witness" was about on our second record, and I don't know. Part of it is probably just scrolling the timeline and suddenly, oops, there's a fucking octopus coming out of someone's butthole. You know,
dude. So you've seen that too?
Yes, I've seen that shit. I saw that shit in 2002. Nelly Furtado was the soundtrack to that shit. Sorry, Nelly Furtado was the soundtrack to that shit. But yeah, it was.
I love that. That's such a vivid memory. It's like Macy Gray playing at the Spider-Man float parade in San Francisco.
Oh, dude.
But you know. I also love the lore that you're building onto the Force Witness record. A record that is seedy enough left alone, but you had to bring someone shitting out an octopus just to fucking bring it to new heights.
I mean, there was a discussion when we released our last record about sort of having it as a sequel to Forced Witness, you know, but in title alone, calling it something like No Judgment or something like that. But
oh my God, I'm already moshing to a record called No Judgment.
It's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Well, if anyone steals that idea, I'm gonna if I see your band with that album title, I'm gonna fucking sue you. You'll be hearing from Paul Summerstein.
Yo, and when the Summerstein's on your back, it's summer's over, buddy. But but you know, I wouldn't worry about our listener base stealing that idea, because SpongeBob 420 is just happy to be sat here listening.
Huge shout out to SpongeBob 420. Good to see you there.
Never interacted, but I know you're there.
They're my favorite listeners / viewers, the people who just quietly take it in, and when you're like, hey, you having a good time, they're like, nothing.
Yo, but lurker, to all the lurkers, to all the workers, to the people who
the lurkers, the workers,
everything in between.
The lurkers are the ones propping up the internet, you know. They're the unsung heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Making up the numbers, filling in the gaps.
You know, press it every time you go live. Pressing that button to join in with the Cheeto-stained fingers. This is like literally our entire listener base, who I am so glad to stick with us when I really just berate them for hours on end every week.
They sound like a resilient group of people.
They had to be, but.
I mean, they made it through the early 2000s, mate. The fucking SpongeBob, that was a 2000 product, wasn't it?
Fucking SpongeBob, man. I can't. I fucking can't. Everybody fucking loves SpongeBob, and I couldn't do it.
Oh, yeah. I like SpongeBob.
Ugh.
I mean, it was still kids' television in 2000, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. But even then, it was originally pitched to be on like an MTV. Like,
okay.
It was not pitched to be a kid's show. And that, like, if you go back and watch, like, the first season and, like, really, like, watch it, you're like, oh, damn, that got past the censors. But Nickelodeon was, like, nah, we're gonna let this dude with a foot fetish just produce shows.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
bringing Tarantino into the
Basically, man.
animated sphere.
I'm telling you, I hate to be this guy because I think it was a bad thing, but the volume was different back then. You know what I mean? The fucking D12 were releasing a song where the main lyric was the R word. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
the volume was a lot louder, and it comes to slurs and you know, I think some subtly inappropriate shit in like 2006 would have just been completely overlooked.
Oh, yeah.
And beyond that, let's be honest.
Yeah.
You know, you've got, you know, you have like I remember hardcore punk, which I was really heavily involved in up till about 2012. It was totally normal up until that point for bands to be coming out using the F slur, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah,
in the
absolutely.
background of that, you've got SpongeBob SquarePants with his petite figure boxed into that kind of pixelated dream, and he is silently conditioning all millennials into people that wear Back to the Future shirts and buy Funko Pop dolls.
Yeah.
When he makes rude jokes and then plays flute with his nose.
Yeah.
I'm being transported back. I'm all the way there.
Yeah. I just need a moment. Sorry, what was that?
I think that I sometimes think what made me think about this. I was at Bath in England. We were touring around England, and I saw the Roman baths in Bath. Have you ever seen that shit, Druid?
Yeah.
Fucking
recently.
fascinating. Me too.
So well preserved as well.
Unreal. And the reason it's preserved is it was buried, right? They built a fucking field over the top of it or something.
Yeah.
That was what, like 1,500 years ago that they were bathing at the Roman baths, or 1,800 years maybe?
Certain elements, you've got that in change as well in some of those more indoor bits, because I think the main feature area was exhumed, as many things were, as kind of attractions for like Victorian era, kind of late 1800s Britain. Well,
that's the thing, you know. I don't know when the next time there were like public baths or even running water in the UK. You know, Boadicea ran out the Romans, and then fast forward 1,000 years before they could flush a toilet again.
Yeah.
I think we're sliding backwards. We're doing that. We're gonna regress. We're going back to the early 2000s. You know.
I feel that like even in the fashion though, let's be honest, because you know we've spent the last decade and a half, or I guess 2 decades now, like slowly shrinking the way we wear our pants. And you know, tapered bottoms, turn-ups, and then all of a sudden, you know, Dua Lipa's wearing like a parachute on her bottom half. The pants are the indication of where we're at. That's what I'm saying. And we've kind of, I worry sometimes we've kind of got, you know, not that we ever had like any kind of resolution in society. If anything, it's got worse. I mean, I don't need to say that, it's obvious. But we were mimicking this kind of 90s idealist thing for so long, like what I would call like the Daria effect, when MTV are putting Daria out there and like boys.
Yeah.
But like, the worry is that the fucking pendulum always swings, and we're coming back to being all about the nookie before you know it, guys.
Oh.
I was going to say, the nookie's coming back, isn't it?
I feel that.
D12 are coming back. Eminem's putting the band together again.
The Purple Hills, man, they're on there.
Yeah.
And D12, some great pulls. If you were alive during this time, these pulls should be like really manipulating you into enjoying this episode.
We've really gone to a specific place, haven't we? What were we meant to talk about? We did just pick up the phone and start talking.
That's literally what this is, though.
Yeah,
okay, good.
There's a pang of guilt that we have a guest here with so many strings to their bow that he may as well be grasping onto a horse's tail.
Thank you.
And we've managed to like just merely swat the flies with it.
Yeah, we've managed to talk about D12, Nelly. Did Steely Dan get a mention?
Yes.
Yeah.
Slipknot.
I just want to send out something to the listeners at home. Before we started this call, Roy was telling us that he had Chinese food with Nicole Kidman, but instead we've decided to talk about creepypastas in 2001, which is just absolutely fantastic. That's the podcast
and
all over.
On top of that, I will say I didn't just tell you about my dinner with Nicole Kidman. It came up very naturally. I didn't shoehorn that in.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I think that's an important distinction.
But I did find myself talking about. I did find myself talking about it.
A pizza guy coming to your door and being like, "Oh, that'll be $12.50, sir." And by the way, I had Chinese food with Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it wasn't that. It was natural. Full disclaimer. And now I've spoken about it in this way, we can never discuss it on the podcast. So that's that.
Not only was it like it was a great dinner, but it was also the most expensive Chinese meal I've ever seen.
Oh.
Yeah.
She ordered like $600-700 worth of Chinese food.
Fuck.
It showed up in like 10 bags. It was great.
That's surely so much more than you could ever eat. What, did she have like some kind of entourage?
Oh. There was a whole party of people there. There was a whole big group of people.
Yeah.
There was still leftover Chinese food. But
I just wish I could have Chinese food at this point. Fuck, man.
I was going to say, now I'm thinking about some China. Wait, you can't have Chinese food right now?
Most Chinese food I can't eat.
Oh my goodness,
that's
so sad.
I have a weird allergy, so.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's fucking devastating.
I'm trying to scratch my head. The last meal I ate that wasn't Chinese food.
Oh.
I'm looking out my window longingly. I can see Taste of Oriental on the corner. It's like
dangerous. I literally had Chinese food about an hour before we started recording this.
The closest thing I have to Chinese food is my sticky rice that I end up accidentally making instead of just plain fucking rice. And some chicken that I baked and seasoned and some peas in a bowl. That's the closest thing to Chinese food that I get anymore. Which is really...
That's Chinese food. That's homemade Chinese food right there.
It doesn't have the right flavors, though. Which is the depressing part.
Yeah. But can I just say, and I'll tell you what's changed my life, is in my pantry, making that edition of MSG, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
get a hold of it.
If you've not got it in your pantry, guys,
I got it in my friggin' pantry. You use that shit to bust your food. That's how you make the food taste good when you got guests. Not only you make it taste good, you give it that shine, the glisten.
Yes. That chef's kiss.
We eat a lot of... So my roommate and I, we eat a lot of Mexican food. And that that is definitely... like we got our local place that we go and we typically get tacos on a Tuesday night. And there's a bar that she likes. The food there is really good, but a lot of the folks that work in the kitchen are Mexican, so they'll make food for themselves, and it is just fucking authentic Mexican food. And so she gets the recipes, and she brings those recipes back home, and she makes delicious fucking food. A mango shrimp tostada. Oh my fucking God.
Fuck this, Ginger. I'm coming around for dinner.
Come on over, man. You can...
I'm going to get in the Land Cruiser and drive to Iowa.
I mean, fucking, you can...
Wherever you are.
Swim in the pool and fucking look at the gym with me and just give it the middle finger and fucking...
Let's get down to the gym. Let's do some curls, baby. Let's get on the rowing machine and give it what for.
Let's fucking go, man. Like, It's just, I eat so simple, so basic so much of the time that, like, when I'm like, oh, I can get a salad at this restaurant, fuck me up, put some chicken on there, baby. Like, I'm just so fucking stoked.
I love that.
So when my roommate makes, like, good fucking food, I'm just like, I'll see her, like, she's, like, prepped, like, something to take, like, to work for, like, her coworkers and shit, and I'll look at it and I'll send her a text and be like, hey, yo, Kyle, that looks so fucking good. You're doing God's work. Thank you. And every once in a while, a container of it will just show up in the fridge and she'll say, I left you some. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah.
That's the trick. If you got a friend who can cook, you got to keep the compliments flowing. You know what I mean? Because that's the pay dirt. They cook a meal. You know what? This is a good general rule for the young bucks out there and those. If you're cooked a meal, no matter what, you need to lay it on thick. Oh my God, this is so delicious. How did you do this? Because that's securing your next meal. That's my.
Never tell them that they should start their own restaurant, because then they'll start a TikTok. You won't get to eat any of it. It'll be cold. You ever watched one of those cooking game shows where Gordon Ramsay is able to circumvent every human resources department in the world? And you've got amateur cooks, and anyone that says that their friends say that they should open up their own place, that's the nail in the coffin, man. Like
cooking show, like people who can cook in the house. It's like it's sometimes. Wait, I need to be careful here because I need to make sure that everyone who cooks for me continues. No, fuck it. I'm heading that line of thought.
We've got
not worth
Caligula on the show, everybody.
Yeah. Not worth it. I need to make sure that my friends keep cooking for me. How do I put this? The funniest guy in the office shouldn't be a stand-up comedian.
Right.
Yeah. The person that's been told all their lives. You know, because there's a different discipline to actually writing a joke and being funny.
You know what? I'm trying to think of this symbolization that I just did. I'm actually just being resentful of a specific funny guy in the office.
But no, let me tell you why.
How many times did he Xerox his butt before he came out with that?
Oh.
Look, he was funny, all right? He was funny, but I worked there for like 18 months. I got sick of him eventually.
So here's the thing. I was told for years, working at gas stations and retail and shit, that I should do stand-up comedy. I fucking did stand-up comedy, and I ate dick at it. And then I started streaming, and I found some success. So no, I fully fucking agree with you.
Yeah, fully coming from a guy that's in a podcast exactly the same trajectory as that. But although I'd never tried stand-up comedy, but just come on.
I couldn't. I'd be too nervous.
If
I stood up,
you get the right number of drinks in you, you're fine. My first stand-up set, I had 2.5 beers, and I was good. The nights that I went up there, it's so good. Sorry.
I'm going to interject here, Roy, and say that you come pretty close sometimes, because people might know this. Like when Roy hits the stage, a special thing happens. He has a very unique cult of personality. Being that the name of the act is Alex Cameron, Roy has a pretty unique position within that artist name where there's a cult of personality. You've heard the Roy chants, buddy. I know, I was there. You come pretty close. So there's a segment in the show, because Roy sits on his stool playing his horn, playing his sax. And there's a segment in the show where Roy will do a review down the microphone in between songs of the stool that he's sitting on. And it is tantamount. It's not a stand-up bit, but it is a bit. But it does kill. It does kill every time, and there is a bit of premeditation there, I must say. So it could be on the horizon for you.
for one thing, I'm just lying here and listening to you say nice things about me and like smiling. So thank you, Druid.
I've got to do it eventually.
But in terms of the stool review, that's just like I try my best to just diligently think about the details of the stool, and I really do honestly tell people a score, and I have a metric in my mind. So, but you're right. As a bit, it's probably my best. It's my cleverest bit that I've ever done in my whole life.
Such a solid bit. I seem to remember you gave, some years ago, Birmingham Stool 7 out of 10.
No, I do it out of 5, but I remember the Birmingham one. I remember the stool you're talking about.
I bet you say that to all the stools. Stools across the world. I remember some of the drunker members of our party getting angry at the fact that the level wasn't higher. Have you ever had any like backlash from that? Hey buddy, you don't like our stools.
I mean, that's why I remember that Birmingham stool, because it was only our second show in Birmingham, and I didn't give it. The audience clearly didn't think the score was high enough.
Yeah, I've got a real spoiler alert for you. That was us.
That was you fuckers.
that wasn't. It wasn't me personally, but that was like. I remember how the audience was composed like almost perfectly, and I don't know what your recollection of that show is, but we were like the football crowd, like kind of middle into the back of the room.
Yes, I remember a few things about that show. Firstly, it wasn't a big show. There was perhaps like 150 people there, right?
Yeah.
And I remember a vocal crowd center of it, and that was where the groans emanated from when I gave the 3.5 out of 5 score for that.
It's
stool.
so weird. I don't know if you're like bullshitting me now, because that is literally like my group of friends that were at the show.
You fuckers.
100%. Yo,
that's
not me personally.
Go ahead.
Don't shoot the messenger, man. Like, I'm bringing you the Sam McAndrews, man, the Liam Conroys, the real predators out there. I'm a friendly guy. I'm amenable to it. I didn't build
You listen to me, Druid. Don't you shoot the messenger. I'm the messenger of what the stool is like to you, and I'm the predator. You're the prey.
Look, I know, buddy. I'll lie my back on that. I haven't made a solid stool in years with the amount of wine I drink.
The worst stool review I ever gave was in Brisbane, Australia, in Queensland, which is kind of a bit of a two-head town or whatever. It's sort of looked down upon as the south of Australia, which is unfair in my opinion. For one, I think the south of America is beautiful and has wonderful progressive people in it, and Queensland is fine as well. But Brisbane, I gave the stool 2 out of 5. It was a crappy stool. It was rickety, and not only that, but it looked like it had a cushioned seat. But then when I sat on the seat, it was actually just hard ply.
Oh my god!
I know, it was a fucking nightmare of a stool. Gave it 2 out of 5, and I gave it 1.5 out of 5, and the crowd turned on us. It ruined the show.
Oh god!
It totally took the fun out of the night for everyone.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Yo, just speaking truth to power out there as well, and they just couldn't take it.
That's it. I mean, I'm not going to lie to anyone about a fucking stool. There'd be no point, and it'd ruin the bit.
Yeah. As soon as it becomes like, it's not genuine, that's it.
Yeah, it'd ruin it for me.
As soon as you fake a stoolgasm, you're out of the industry.
Yeah, exactly. No one wants to see that shit.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sitting on the 5 out of 5 every time. It's meaningless.
Right.
Yeah, it'd be meaningless. And
Yeah.
people want to see me walk the tightrope, you know? They want to see someone be honest for once.
Yeah. Going up there with that
fear in
net,
my eyes.
going up there
Yeah.
with that and net night after night, you don't know what's going to happen. The show must go on.
Exactly.
It's-
Exactly. There is that wonderful feeling when you got the microphone that's like, wow, I could say whatever I wanted right now. I could trash my whole life. I could get a little thrill out of that.
I was at a.
Yeah, I look forward to. I look forward to Alex like coming out and like, here's Mr. Roy Molloy, friend and business partner, with another stool review, and you're like, Freemasons run the country.
Yeah, exactly.
Chemtrails.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say any of this shit ever. And the Freemasons. Yeah.
It's way into the future when your stool comes with lumbar support, so you've got nothing left to say.
Well, then it'd have a backrest, so it'd raise the question of whether or not it's a high chair or a stool.
See, he's always several steps
I got it all figured out. Mate.
They've got it for the long run.
Uh-huh. All right. I've just clicked on the guest questions. Should we barrel through some I just realized we've been on the phone for like 90 minutes.
So I've got dating advice.
You two could talk the leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
My apologies, man. We can skip dating advice if you like, or we can keep it.
Well, let's do like a.
You want an
let me see.
amalgam?
There's some fucking great questions here as well.
Mm-hmm. There's one that you don't see that gets asked to every guest, and that's what starts off guest questions every time.
Wow. Okay, let's have it.
So, if you could have a mundane superpower, what would it be? The most mundane fucking thing. Examples being, you drop a piece of trash on the floor.
I don't need an example.
You know, it goes where it goes.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Okay, no, I just need to pick one. If I spill coffee, the coffee still goes into my system somehow. Like I still get the caffeine.
Bitch, I love that.
Like you can see it become like particles out of the mug, and it's like inertia.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I spill it on my shirt, and the stain slowly fades and goes into my mind or whatever.
Oh my god.
Twin Peaks season 4, everybody, coming out on Showtime.
What show?
Every fucking Wednesday, I end up spilling a little bit of coffee. Every fucking Wednesday. And so now that's all I fucking want. The cups at the coffee shop that I go to are absolute dog shit. So, God, that sounds amazing.
And with inflation as well, coffee's getting more and more expensive.
I mean...
Ground and pound, my friend, ground and pound.
It is. Ironically enough, I just got affiliated with a coffee company.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll get them to send me a bag of their new reabsorptive...
Yeah, this put a new face on the bean scene, by the way. This has got you written all over it.
Oh my god.
I feel it. I can feel it.
Yeah.
I'd take that, or maybe photosynthesis. I'd love to be able to photosynthesize. No one would even know you're doing it, but you're just there copping energy off the sun.
It almost seems dirty the way you say that.
Yeah.
It does a bit, doesn't it?
No one knows.
So yeah, I dig that. I like that. I like those answers. Fuck, man.
Thanks.
So...
All right.
We've got...
That's a great question.
Dude, it comes from one of our patrons, Red the Abnormal, and she laid that out in the first episode, and people fucking loved it. They thought it was a great question, so it's been asked of every single guest.
Well, keep it going. Where does my answer power rank? Who would win the superhero? Like, who would be the head of the super team? Out of your listeners so far?
Dude, we've gotten everything from like never having a dirty dish again, pretty much, to
that's pretty good.
Like being able to, like my very first one was being able to look at someone and know if they wanted to talk to you, and like, you want to talk to me? I don't want to fucking talk to you, and it's just done. Like,
that's so good. That's a fucking genius one. That's the one I want. Fuck coffee power. I'd have to learn a side skill to make the super team with that one. You'd be in there reading people's vibe, and I'd be fucking whatever. I'd be like slightly more caffeinated than everyone else.
So I mean, like we've had some crazy ones. We've had like, yes, there's just a cat here because I want to pet a fucking cat. Like
that's good.
We've gotten all sorts of crazy responses. So like I'm actually going back and reviewing all of them because they're fucking wild. I love them.
So good.
Eventually, we'll do a supercut.
Yeah,
and you'll have to listen to see where yours comes in mind.
Yeah, totally.
We know you'll be on it every time.
This is how you get all your listeners, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So
I'm currently obsessed with The Boys. Have you guys watched that?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I've been following that shit.
I haven't yet, but
Whoever does the main character, Homelander, I think it's like the best performance I've ever seen.
He's an Australian actor.
Is he? Oh,
I believe he is.
Did you hear the genuine excitement in my voice just then?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I believe he is. I can't.
Anthony Starr.
I shouldn't just say things in the public domain like this.
Anthony
I
Starr
don't even know his name.
from New Zealand.
Oh, he's a fucking New Zealander.
Oh, so that disproves my my accent fucking shit earlier. My theory.
That is
I'm so
fucking.
sorry.
Oh well. We'll move on from that. Let's get some of these questions going. Let's do some of the
So we've got
some of the listener questions.
We've got a Patreon, and our patrons, if they pay at a certain tier, they get priority guest questions. So we will pull one of those, and I'm trying to figure out which one. We'll do this one. So Tim plays bass, who is the aforementioned brother in the bands.
Cool.
What's the most irritating habit one of your bandmates has when you are trapped together on the road or in a long studio session?
Oh, wow, I hadn't seen that question. That's a nice one. Get me chucking.
That's a spicy one.
Get me chucking my bandmates under the bus.
You can say no. They're all great. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
For one, in our band, the two, like the fucking alpha and omega of being irritating is me and Alex. We lead the band as like we're the fucking, we're the business partners, we're the ones with our money all tied up in it, and we're the leaders of the band in that sense. But when it comes to just straight up being irritating, it goes to me and Al. But let's see, who's got some irritating qualities in the band? Our keyboard player, Jess Parsons, is like probably the most wonderful person I've ever met. She is so lovely to everyone, and she goes about it in a way that's not even like she's being a wanker about it. Like she's being she's genuinely kind and caring. Like I've taken fucking, you can take MDMA with her and she is the most, like one of the nicest people I've ever met. And that's that shit grinds. That's like
I fucking love that.
Yeah.
Like, am I meant to be? Because I know I feel like an asshole, and she does her niceness in a way where I can't even really say I'm irritated by it right now because I'm not. I'm just charmed by it. So
that's
one. That's the best I can come up with.
I love that there was no but in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's actually not
waiting for that moment.
She's not irritating in any way whatsoever. What other irritations do we have? I think that's the thing. It's like when you walk into a room and you're looking around like, oh, who's the douchebag? There's no douchebags here in this room. That means it's you.
I mean...
yeah.
So me looking around my band and being like, who's the annoying one here? It's fucking me, dude. Annoying shit I do includes, what do I do? I mutter constantly. Irritations. Oh, I disappear sometimes. I go walkabout. It's been a while, but I go off track and have to be found while on tour. That's a tough one.
I know. True nomads, though. That plays into that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Totally. I'm scratching my head. This is how much I love my band. I don't know if I can think of an irritating quality.
That's so cool. I mean, like, because you.
No, wait a second. Alex's phone etiquette. He'll get on the phone to like his girlfriend, like within earshot of you.
Right.
And that, for some reason, you know what I mean? When you've been touring for 7 years, it's like, I don't want to hear one more conversation between you and someone you love.
Yeah, giving that iPhone a peck on the cheek.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you're happy.
Yeah. Glad you're happy. I'm like so alone in the van, like staring at fucking Iowa cornfields for hours.
I mean, join the club, buddy.
I don't need to hear how much you love your girlfriend.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you're responding to podcast requests on Discord. Like, where's my life?
Yeah, exactly. Like, precisely. I would like my superpower to be that I could. Yeah, whatever. I've got little. That's another superpower. Little flaps over your ears that you could close, like you're blinking your eyes.
Oh my god.
That's good, man. That's like some.
That's not fun.
I'd get in so
much
much
trouble.
trouble.
Man that's been to the fucking desert.
All right, next question.
So we'll pull.
I didn't quite stick the landing on that one, but it was a good question.
That's all right. So we'll pull one from friend of the pod, Real Andy DeSeal. Biggest musical inspirations.
Oh, that is a good question. I guess as a saxophonist, the kind of guy who was inspiring me early on was, I guess, like Bobby Keys.
Okay.
I thought was so cool from the Rolling Stones. I just thought he was playing like it was a style of rock, it's a style of horn that like, I mean, how do I put this? I'm probably more of a vibe player than like a technical maestro, and Bobby Keys is like the best at that. The best rock player that I can think of.
Mm.
Like it's not it's all they were all parts that I could play myself, despite not being
Which is important.
First chair. And
when you're trying to start yourself is super important. Which is
exactly
why I think so many guitar players start because they hear Nirvana, for example.
Exactly. They don't start because they hear fucking Joe Satriani. They start because they hear something that they can do.
Right.
Let's be honest, if they start because they hear Joe Satriani and I guess maybe Charlie Parker on the sax end, they're either going to do it tastefully or not, and I'm going to err on the side of 85% of them don't.
Yeah, exactly. I remember hearing Bobby Keys, and instead of, like you said, I wasn't listening to like, Jay McNeely or anything. I was listening to them, but I couldn't emulate it, and I could emulate what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a big inspiration early on. Bobby Keys. Other than that, like, I don't know. Like we were talking about it before, it was the year 2000. Early on, when I was a teenager, it was like all about fucking... It shouldn't sound lame because at the time I thought it was so cool, but like Brian Jonestown Massacre,
Oh, it does
bands,
sound cool.
Right? They suck.
They're cool. They're cool. I think they're cool. Looking back, I can see that they were douchebags, and I can see that a lot of it's like super derivative, but that was kind of the start. That was that turn when it was like all that's old is new again, and it's good now, and these are people our age, and I don't know, it was like a little pastiche counterculture, and I just, at the time, I thought it was so fucking cool. I loved the mystique of them until I saw that Dig documentary. I think
I only watched that like a year ago, and it was just like, whoa, these people were douchebags.
Yo, he's like coked up, walking out of the van, like, we're starting a fucking revolution, man. And you're whoa, okay.
It's cringe, man. It's real cringe.
Yeah, and he looks like he's gonna like marry you dressed as Elvis in Vegas while he's doing
and on top of that,
a lot of gear.
I've now entered the industry, and I do have access to like seeing what them and the Dandy Warhols are actually up to now. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
I've seen there's no more mystery. The final chapter of that documentary's being written. So wait, yeah, but they were a huge. They were an absolutely huge a huge documentary, that Dig film, but also a huge inspiration.
I feel
I thought that they were so cool and just wanted to rock out like them, And then, other than that, obviously, it was just like, Lou Reed and the Velvet Underground and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. TLDR, cool shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool fucking shit.
I was into cool shit when I was 15. Now it's all about Dua Lipa for me, but
That's how it goes.
yeah, full circle.
Yeah, first CD I ever bought for myself was Velvet Underground and Nico.
Oh,
And
that's a
then-
cool first CD.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm not trying to win points or anything.
I was trying to. I mean, it's you've won this little jousting match for sure. My first CD wasn't. I think my first CD might have been Smash Mouth.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no shame there.
No, not at all.
And I think it was maybe the. I don't think it was even the album that had.
Oh, it wasn't the album with All Star?
I think I bought the single with All Star and Walking on the Sun, maybe.
Oh, Walking on the Sun was a good tune though. Like I liked Smash Mouth.
I mean, early horn, early saxophone inspo.
Mm-hmm.
Walking on the Sun was it, man. That's a big part.
Mm-hmm.
I love that in many ways he's still there.
Absolutely.
Like
Wizard.
The
Bro,
metric.
I'm still sitting in.
You're still sitting in South Carolina listening to Smash Mouth, and that is fine.
Oh man, I'm sitting in the back of a Hyundai XL in Bondi Junction, just fucking vibing with that
Dude,
yeah.
I was riding the school bus and I knew exactly when I needed to hold the CD player up in the air because it got real bouncy on the country roads to keep the CD from
shit. You
skipping.
didn't have bump control.
I did, but the roads were so fucking bad in certain spots. I live so far out in the fucking country that it didn't matter on that fucking school bus, man.
Yeah. Wow.
Last thing on this question, fact I always bring out about Smash Mouth. Trump's inauguration, Kiss turned them down. Money grabbing fools, Kiss turned them down.
Uh-huh.
All these bands turned them down. Only band that would accept the invitation, Smash Mouth.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Smash Mouth is a huge fucking joke now.
I mean, look, all of these bands would have taken. Fuck, you know what? If you're showing up and playing the presidential inauguration, go fuck yourself. I don't care who the president is, You like drone bombing? You like fucking... I mean, or at least, if it's about a paycheck, I'll cop that. And by that logic, Smash Mouth are free to do as they please, but yeah.
Oh my God. Did you guys know that they got a new frontman?
Wait, did he die? No, he got throat cancer.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
For the year of
That's
2022, they've got a new fucking frontman.
Who is it? Where was the reality show to decide this?
Zach Good. I don't know who the fuck that is.
Yeah.
Is that good? Okay.
I'm
gonna
on
say
Smash Mouth's website because that's what I fucking do.
He's probably bad.
Do it, Ginge.
He's a...
Did you just say Jeff Good is probably bad?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Low hanging fruit, man.
Yeah. All right, wait. Enough Smash Mouth.
Yeah.
They fucking
Yo.
played the
This
inauguration.
is. We're keeping this man from eating more rice with his fingers, man. We need to.
Yeah. So...
Hey, you're not keeping me from shit, all right?
So we've got... I've got
You're really going to wish you didn't say that if you hear a single syllable of these dating questions.
So I'm gonna throw in here for you, coming from Ree. How sexy can that saxophone get?
Ooh.
Oh.
I've got news for you, Ree. It's actually being played with max sexiness already. I can only get less sexy. I can get more sad or emotional. How's that sound?
If you need like to understand the energy of how sexy the sax is, especially in accordance with Roy Molloy, when handing him his Nottingham marijuana, he gifted me with a shirt emblazoned with his own image,
Dude, is it the
completely
one
shirtless, wearing only briefs.
Is it the one from the merch shop?
Yeah. If it gets any sexier than that, I don't want to fucking know.
Dude.
I don't know what to tell you, Druid. I'm a sexy boy. I can't help that.
We've seen it in the flesh. We've seen the merchandise.
I may or may not have been scrolling every version of the merchandise store, and I did see the what is the pin? Roy Squad?
Roy Squad pin?
Yeah.
That's for the realest of the real, that one. I every now and then, like it happens about once every 2 years, I run into someone in the wild wearing their Roy Squad pin. And it's like a high school reunion. It is, yeah. We're actually restocking on them for the first time in a long time. New run of Roy Squad pins coming your way.
You need to change the colour for those that were there, man. You need like a bit of purple, a dash of purple on there, I reckon.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking of changing the colour scheme.
I was gonna say I do like the red and white with the black border. I do like that because it
predates Trump. I will be clear. That shit predates Trump. Yeah.
It looks, it's recognizable as the thing, but I mean, changing up the color scheme, I can fucking get behind that. I may or may not be debating the $10.
Now, see, I design all of our merch myself. I'm the merch king.
No shit.
And the trick to that recognizable quality you're talking about, I'll give you the secret hint here. The font I used is Times New Roman.
Bitch, yes.
Came to post.
Yeah.
I'll have that CMA hat that was gifted to me.
Also
by
Times
a friend.
New Roman.
Times New Roman all day.
Because I've been looking because I buy, merch, I get merch made, like it's part of the deal.
Yeah.
And so I may or may not have been looking at the merch shop because I may or may not have just hired a homie to make me a merch design. And I am the worst
merch perv.
dude. I'm like either the best or the worst client because I have no idea what the fuck I want. I just know I wanted to have this thing and this thing. And I'm like, Dianu, figure it the fuck out. If I dig it, thumbs up. If not, sorry I wasted your time. Like, I'm the best or worst client ever.
That's fantastic. I mean, I try and think about myself as a client, and I'm somewhere in that world as well, in the sense that I'll send them exactly what I want, but it will arrive in like an extremely pixelated, it'll be, you'll need to download like paint.ms off the internet to open it, that kind of thing.
Right.
I mean,
Oh my God.
that's how one of our pieces of merch, not that exact same, but we had one of our pieces of merch had a very interesting run to now being in production. So, like, I'm
going to have to cop some of this merch.
linktr.ee/GingerTalks. Anybody listening at home? I don't think so.
LinkedIn.
linktr.ee/GingerTalks. I can't believe we're getting a live visit to the web store. This is the best
shit.
This is the best moment of my life. Ginger Talks. Oh wait, I did 2 S's.
It's
Like McGrum.
it's one of those things where like I've been like, because I did our logo, I did a handful of the things that are on our merch, but Druid, I'm out with my typical, like the girl who designed a lot of my merch stuff. We were out, we were at an arcade bar, we were drinking, having fun, and I get sent a picture of a lined, like, yellow legal notepad of this drawing, and it's fucking great. And I'm like, so how the fuck, and I looked at her, I was like, so Lila, can we do this? And she goes, absolutely. If he sends me a better picture, I'll make it, all digital for you, and we'll get it put on the merch. And it was great. It looks great. I fucking love it.
Am I looking at that right now? The line drawing? GingerTalks unisex pocket tee?
Yep.
Dude, that is hot. With it's just a logo on the pocket.
Yeah. Dude, and that was all this guy. I did everything else. And
Druid, I'm going to be in contact about designing our next line of merch.
Why did you see the fucking bootlegs I've done, man? I'm really excited.
Oh gosh, I love bootleg merch.
Didn't really. I did a one of one for Mrs. Knowledge because of shipping, but that's between us. I've
got a bunch of bootleg merch here in the flat. I swap whenever I see people wearing it. I swap them for the real stuff.
Oh, nice.
I'll have to send you a pic one of these days.
Yeah, please.
You know what the craziest thing was? Because I used to be a bit of a dab hand in merch design back in the day. I used to do it for several bands, do it for my own bands. And the coolest thing was I was in a really heavy metal band when I was 17. And we had some like kind of notoriety within that scene. We used to do quite well. And I never kept any of the shirts, even though I designed them all. And then maybe 2 years ago during the pandemic, I came across this shirt I designed on fucking Depop. And was able to buy that shit back. But you will love this, Roy.
That's fantastic.
It was it had this like super like metal font, but like 70s metal font on it with like a bunch of weed leaves, and it used to glow in the fucking dark, man.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Not just the multicolor merch, but the glow in the dark stuff.
It was A grade. Absolutely A grade.
That's A grade shit.
The dude who's designing my stuff for me, he designed a whole bunch of stuff that like my brother is involved in. And the thing that fucking sold me was one of my brother's bands just dropped a new single. And this artwork, I fucking love it for this single. And I was like, dude, I'm sold. Like, talk to me prices, like talk to me what you're doing, because he's done so much of their work. And I'm like, fuck this, man. Like, I was super fucking stoked that he was just like, yeah, dude, I'll definitely do that for you. Let me take a look, And I'm like, I bet. And I was giddy for like 45 minutes yesterday. It's like, oh, I'm paying a designer, like someone who does this professionally, to fucking do shit for me, instead of me sitting on fucking Canva and changing the color of free or, assets and shit. So I was.
You've got me thinking about it now. I feel like I need to work with some sort of.
We'll get that collab going. I need a bit of Tom's New Roman. You can have that line drawing.
If anyone asks, I'm gonna tell them that we use like a huge merch design firm, like a big company.
I think it's super cool though that you design it. Like,
thank you, I appreciate that.
That is cool.
It's because for me, as someone who can't fucking do that shit, I love it.
I also, not only do I design it, but I go to the next level that a lot of bands don't do, and I fucking wear the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I wear it around day after day. So many bands, you don't see, I call him out because I've said it to his face, you don't see Kevin Morby wearing his merch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
if you're going to stock it, you got to rock it, man.
Right.
You can't
the Iron Maiden approach, I love that, by the way.
Dude, I walked into my local Casey's wearing one of my own merch hoodies, And the chick behind the counter, she was just like, "Is that a crying smiley face?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Where did you get that?" And I said, "It's actually my own merch. I'm a streamer." She goes, "No fucking way." And she was just like so into everything I had to say from that point. And she like
That's
followed
so
the
good.
channel, sent me a message, and I was just like, dude, it's a crying smiley face that just my friend just like quick drew on her iPad and said, "Here you go." And
Some
I was in fucking Southern California for work, and some dude recognized me at a teacher's convention by the sound of my voice. He had
Wow.
seen me on Twitch somewhere, like knew of me, like I think we just kind of like knew each other, like the biggest fucking like, oh yeah, we've interacted like once or twice on various streams, and that was it. And I'm sitting there just talking to him, trying to sell him, you know, our fucking program, and he's like, "You said you're a streamer?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, what do you stream?" And I started kind of rambling, and I guess I slipped into like my streamer voice, and he goes, "Yeah, I've been to your stream. I knew I recognized you." And I was just like, "What the fuck?
Wow.
What the fuck?" No. Like, it was so fucking weird to me. And he's like, "Yeah, I have a woodworking stream." And I was like, "Uh-huh, because Good rated you." And he goes, "Yeah." And I was like, "Dude, I don't fucking, like, this is the weirdest fucking thing." And so now when I go places where we have like podcast listeners, or I know that I like know someone there through stream, it's like, am I going to run into somebody else who fucking knows me and knows who the fuck I am?
Yeah. That's unreal. I mean, look, there's a different thing when someone follows you for your streaming, because it means that they like. I mean, I would always be glad to meet someone who I knew via streaming. That would be my pleasure. But did you follow up? Did you watch this gentleman's woodworking streams?
Because I was still followed him. He doesn't go live very often, but he did pop live like last month or something. And I was like, "Hey, dude, it's Ginge. We met in Cali at the company I work for's booth." And he was like, "Yeah, hey, how's it going?" And like, we didn't talk about work. We just talked about stream. And then I was like, "All right, man, I gotta take off, but have fun." And I made some joke about like playing with his wood, and then like I dipped.
And
That's
God bless
hilarious.
any.
I'm glad that you got that joke in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It was waiting for it the whole time.
Oh yeah.
And God bless anyone that's a craftsman on Twitch, because fucking hell, that's like the Gen Z equivalent of home improvement. And we're just that neighbor leering over the fence.
Dude,
Every now and then I get a sad sentence come into my head, and I think word for word, maybe I should have been more practical. And I don't know if it means I should have fucking gone to trade school. I don't know if it means I should have learned how to work on cars or what, but I know for a fact that, like, if shit goes down, I will not have the practical skills to deal with it. So yeah, big shout out to Craftsman on Twitter.
It's fucking wild, because like my boss, she's a magician, and she's never had to work in traditional like a 9 to 5, a sales job. She's never had to deal with that. And I went to college for 2 years and fucking dropped out, and like, so all I've done is work like retail and sales and shit. But I have been around musicians and comedians and streamers and stuff, so like I get it. But she sent me a text. She goes, "Hey, I don't know if you're doing anything tomorrow morning," because she knows I sleep till basically noon every day. And she's like, "So we're going to be filming at this place. If you want to drop by, you don't have to if you've got better things to do." And I'm like, "Run your company?" Like, I'm running the company. I mean, I'll come to I'll come to the shoot, but don't be surprised if I like walk away and take phone calls. And she's just like,
"I'm going to make your lunch break disappear."
Bitch. But like, she doesn't get it. so when I'm like, yeah, I talked to this distributor about this, and I'm having a meeting with this person, she's like, you're doing all of that, and it's just like normal, and I'm like, yeah. She goes, oh, like she doesn't understand like a normal like 9 to 5 type job, or like she sort of understands being a teacher because of the nature of what I do for her, but like I don't think she could handle a 9 to 5 job at all.
See that people like that are great, and I have been like unlucky enough to have had a life before music. You know, I didn't sort of turn 18 and like have my breakout song and fucking spend the rest of my life on the Dream Come True Miracle tour.
Right.
I was probably 27 or 28 when I quit my last job, and I would give anything to have those years back.
Right.
Yeah, right.
I would not. I would trade that experience of 9 to 5 life, or fucking moving furniture, or delivering pizza, or whatever. I would trade those experiences for $1. I'd give them away for free. I could have done without those experiences. So respect to you for good luck to her. May the rest of her life be a fucking, freelance dream.
Yeah.
She's
been real
fuck
lucky.
Working normal jobs. Fuck retail and fuck restaurant work and shit.
And I think she's learned a lot since hiring me on, and so like I was literally this morning like, man, I get to fucking sleep in. Everybody I know is fucking in an office or on Zoom meetings or doing whatever. I only have to get out of bed because I want to. Like,
yep.
Like after this conversation, I can't wait to shed a single manly tear when I set the alarm on my phone in the morning. By the way,
all right, listen.
I mean,
right. And fucking Roy's up at he's still up at 7 a.m. eating General Tso's fucking chicken.
How'd you know my order, man? That's strange.
oh, it's in the fan community.
Oh God.
Was he a general or was he a colonel?
I mean, like, fucking Sanders versus So, man. You take your pick.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, you're right. It's Colonel Sanders and General So, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, General So, I'm going to guess he was white and had a bottle of ketchup and chili flakes.
I mean, General So and Colonel Sanders, that's who I'm talking about when I say I respect the troops,
Like Henry Rollins.
So let's grab...
And just to dovetail this one final time, my musical inspiration is Dave Gilmour.
Okay. Respect.
This has all been an answer to that question.
Circling back around to the OG question here.
I'm trying to remember who Dave Gilmour is. Is that
Pink Floyd?
Pink Floyd? Okay, there we go. I got there. I knew I basically just named a random British band.
Yeah. What, like when you named the Rolling Stones?
Yeah. I mean,
you shut your mouth.
Oh my God! I watched an episode of that Sex Pistols show.
Oh my God! Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Garbage, man. If there's one thing that cracks me up, it's like British drama school toffs portraying rugged London musicians. Well, we've got the attitude. No, we just need the songs.
Did you ever see that band called Towers of London, who tried to maybe in 2004, British band that tried to bring back punk single-handedly. Sex Pistols meets 80s glam cosplay, but they had the greatest reality show of all time, where they did their absolute best college try at seeming tough in those kind of harsh, sleepy towns in Middle England, where they're literally, there's a great scene, and I'm almost bequeathed to send it to you privately, Roy.
Please. I'm obsessed with
oh my God, they're walking through this.
Rock dogs are doing it for me right now.
Quiet seaside town. They're walking with their hair all poofed up, tight white skinny jeans. 2004. Little wannabe gangster in a tracksuit starts following them, and they're like, "Oh, you what?" And they beat this single dope head down, and they're like, that'll teach him. The guy couldn't even fucking walk. Absolutely, it's life.
I've got to watch.
Yo, I will send it to you.
I mean, I recently watched, what's it called? Bros, After the Screaming Stops.
Oh my god.
That's a fucking classic rock doc if you ever craving.
I've not seen that, but I would like to know, like, Luke and Matt Goss. What's the difference?
You gotta watch it. It's worth a look. After the Screaming Stops. The story of
CD
Ross.
changer already.
Excellent. Wait. We were on a loop there, and then we were going to do more questions, and we got distracted by all your fucking shit talk. Where are we?
So,
I'm reading the questions now, guys.
We're gonna pull one from ADHD Toaster. How many saxophones do you own? And is there a particular one that you love to play? In private, I don't know quite where he's headed with that one. Toasty, I love you, but holy fuck, my guy.
I just own the one sax. I'm a one sax guy. I would love to be a two sax guy. I really would. I'd love to have a tenor and an alto, and I'd love to have a whole selection of weapons to choose from. But I got this. My life has to be fit into a suitcase, and I'm also one of indie rock's biggest tight asses as well. I really like to save money, so I've got one saxophone that I use for everything. It's a P. Moriat, what is it, the 76 series? Really a pretty. It's the cheapest high-end saxophone. It's like a Taiwanese knockoff of a Hohner or something like that. A beautiful, rich, dark sound, made from lasers in Taiwan, I guess. That's my sax. That's my one sax. In private, the sax that I would play, I really desperately miss the sax that I grew up with. I had a beautiful Yamaha Yaz 24 student sax, and it got stolen from me in Holland, and I wish I had it back. I never fully forgave the Dutch.
You know, I never forgave the Dutch after trying to go to lunch in Amsterdam and realising that it's French fries and cheese toasties, man.
That's all you got in Holland. They don't have much to eat there.
I'm glad to hear you got your like Taiwanese dream sorted out, and you're a one sax man, a monogamous player.
I mean, that's the thing. It takes a long time to acclimatize to a horn. If you're, I'm a bit of a janky sax player, so I like to really get used to a horn. The more I play it, the better it feels.
I mean, he says that no one navigates those reeds better, or no one has since Moses himself lay in a basket.
Thank you.
Went down.
I appreciate that.
Well, you do what
I
you
really,
need to do.
I really try and manipulate that motherfucker. I do. I was trying so hard to remember the name. What went the Third Anglo-Dutch War? That went down. That was where they sailed the ships up to Kent, right?
Wow.
I was trying to think of a time that the English and the Dutch have been at war. I feel like it might have been the 1600s, though.
So during Oliver Cromwell's reign, during the Reformation, we beat the Dutch at sea in 1653.
Okay.
Smashed the Scots at Worcester, beat the Dutch at sea. Although I'm technically
on your way
Scot.
then.
I'm technically okay.
Really
good.
Say on the way then, Van, whatever the fuck your name is, get out of here.
Just careless whisper, like in the background.
Yeah.
As he saunters off back to the tulips.
We can cut that part about the Dutch, the Anglo-Dutch wars. But I can't remember. That's cool that you had that information at hand. That was Cromwell, 53. Oh, interesting.
Really good for like remembering history exams when you can say in a rhyme that they beat the Dutch at sea in 1653.
That That helps everything.
And shortly thereafter dissolved the Rump Parliament. There you
See,
go.
it's out of the rhyming scheme. Forget it.
Ah, well,
It's gone.
I just think of Bootsy Collins and let it go.
Yeah. All right.
While you guys have been having that conversation, I'm not gonna lie, I looked up the sousaphone that I played, and holy fuck, now I understand why my band director was really upset when I dropped mine freshman year.
Oh no. What was it, like a $3,000 item?
10 G's.
Oh, what?
Yeah, my shoulder gave when I was taking my horn off, and I dropped my horn and put a big crease in the bell. And we bent it back, and it wasn't a big deal. I marched that horn 4 fucking years, though. That was my bitch.
Well, that's the thing. Dropping that, it's like a weight. You're bound to do it eventually, aren't you?
Right. And I'm a freshman in high school carrying an 80-pound horn for the first time at band camp. Like,
that was going to be my next question. Wasn't the horn bigger than you, or?
Oh, I'm like 5'10" tall. I was tall in my fucking high school. Like, I was the tall girl for a long time. In
Respect.
fact, in the channel above this recording channel, I'm gonna drop a photo just for you.
Yes, please.
Of me, my senior year of high school.
I love how much of this has like devolved into you two discussing horn instruments. By the way,
Listen,
horn talk is the best. And if you want to talk,
horn corner, man.
If you want to talk bells, Ginger, I'm down. Okay, bell size. The one of the best things about the Moriat 76 series is the size of the bell. It's got a good half-inch on other sax bells.
Oh God,
it's a big bell, and you can generate a pretty deep or varied sound out of it.
Two things. I can guarantee that the person that asked this question is getting way more than they bargained for on this.
It was Toast.
Right.
You think Toast Toast is gonna love this shit?
Second, when you drop the sousaphone, do you just end up having to like walk around the football field blowing a cardboard cutout of C-3PO?
Thank fuck no. No, I wasn't actually allowed to carry it for 2 days until my shoulder was better, but we were marching for 4 or 5 hours every day. When we went to band camp, you went away to a camp and you woke up and you were memorizing music at breakfast. You practiced your sheet music, and then you went to the fucking field. You came back for lunch. You went to the field. You had night practice, and then some activity.
Oh man,
I can't wait for Leah Remini like having to speak out about this.
I mean, Leah Remini. I need to do fucking band camp. I need to go and do that shit.
Dude.
Take our whole band on band camp.
So the picture that I just put in there is my senior year. That's 2009.
Okay.
That is 17-year-old Ginger Snaps at band camp.
So that's in the resources folder. Just above. Oh my god, standing proud. Love that, by the way.
That was
killer. That's such a good vibe. Such a good look.
Dude, the face.
The bandana on.
Oh, dude, because it was.
Yes.
So right now in Iowa where I'm at, it's about 95 degrees or upwards of 36 Celsius. And this is in the middle of this country, like this band camp. It was easily this hot or hotter. And so the bandana was the only way that I could keep sweat from getting in my eyes.
Oh, shit.
And from fogging my glasses. And
that's, you don't have to explain yourself to me why you're wearing a badass bandana and looking awesome, but that's a fair explanation.
Like
all it's missing is like a stick on like handlebar mustache.
Right.
And those at home that can't see this because this is like purely audio format, but we were like discussing kind of the social identity of Des Moines earlier, and I feel with the pickup in the background and the foliage and everything, that this really, if you could see this really illustrates that cultural hot
That's
pocket
hilarious.
that is Des Moines in one picture. It's fabulous.
The thing that I love is I'm wearing a tank top underneath a t-shirt, and the t-shirt is from a local band that had angel wings on the back, and that t-shirt is still in my fucking closet. I don't think I've gotten rid of it. And
This is fantastic.
like, there's so much fucking... I still have that bandana, I think. Like, it's so bad.
If you really squint, you can see Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey trying to find out who exactly the Yellow King is.
Dude, coming from that building in the background. Exactly. Dude,
I dropped out. But I'm back.
I was just literally saying it looks like True Detective, basically.
I mean...
It was.
I was going to say, like, it kind of looks like the guy you described earlier, Ginger. Looks like your hated Midwest man.
Yeah, dude. And this was at a Christian camp that we got to use for 1 week during the summer. I only found out that it was like a big like Christian camp when I went back for alumni night. So I went and, watched the next generation of band kids. I was seeing my friend, and I went to go smoke a cigarette by the bathrooms because there were picnic tables. And one of the band dads walked by and he goes, "Hey, just so you know, this is a Christian camp. You can't smoke here. You're supposed to go take it up to the road." I'm not going to say shit, but just know. And so, like, I put out my cigarette, and I'm like, that's fucking bullshit, man. And then,
Yeah, what a god. I mean, was cigarettes even invented when Jesus was around?
He was on pure, like, fucking hashish.
Yeah.
I tell you what wasn't fucking invented when Jesus was around. America. Bandcamp. He had no idea about that shit.
Man. And so we're leaving, and I see a fucking collection of parents at the junction of the street and the drive back to the camp, and there's just like a circle of parents all just fucking smoking cigarettes, all pissed off.
Fiendishly smoking.
Yes.
That's so funny. I mean, normally it's the kids sneaking out of their house to smoke in the alley, and
right.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, pilfering the communion wine.
Yeah,
that's being an American, baby. Just always sneaking out to do some shit.
That's called freedom, motherfucker.
Freedom. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, fuck.
Freedom. Okay. Wait. I just saw a question that I like.
Okay.
Where is it? I've lost it now. If you could hit Jacob Rees-Mogg in the face for 10 minutes straight, but could only use one object, what object would you choose? I don't even need to think about this. I know I'd use a can of beans, and then when I was finished, I'd open the beans and eat them.
This was from Tim Druid.
Yeah.
Keeping it.
Who is Jacob Rees-Mogg, by the way? Who is that?
He's a British politician.
Okay.
So I can only assume.
He sounds like it. He's got a name like that. He sounds like he's got the hyphen in his name and everything. Two of his names are just fucked up sounds.
He's so unbelievably upper class that it like hurts you every time.
That's and anyone with a hyphenated name can go fuck themselves.
Yeah,
ouch.
Rees-Mogg. Yeah, fuck.
Ouch.
Wait, are you a hyphen?
Until my divorce is finalized, I am a hyphen.
Yeah,
I mean, you've chosen that life as well. You hyphenated by choice.
Yeah. Well, she didn't want to take my full. Like, she didn't want to get rid of her last name, and I didn't want to get rid of mine. I didn't even do the math. Mm-hmm. So
it was a gay marriage.
Yes. What? I am a female who was married to another female. What?
What bizarre world have we stepped into here?
Right. So she didn't want to get rid of her last name all the way, and I didn't want to get rid of mine. So we just hyphenated and took the other's last name as a hyphen. Our divorce isn't finalized yet, so I'm still legally hyphenated. Yeah, it's fucking rough.
You've been boxed in pretty tight there. When I got married, I didn't even take my missus' name, and I didn't ask her to. We just kept our same names.
And see, that's so unheard of here. It's so fucking unheard of.
Yeah, yeah. Well, here's a fun. I'm not from America, but I lived here now for 5 or 6 years. I'll tell you a funny life hack if you want. I'm going to save you some money here.
Mm-hmm.
If you start filing documents with a name in the US, any name, and you do it enough, it will eventually supplant your real name.
Yes.
Because then what are they going to go look up your fucking birth certificate? They don't have it. They haven't got any of the there's not like some filing cabinet with your shit in it. They don't have it. It's up to you.
My background
just can't
check,
be bothered.
Yeah. my fucking background check lists 3 names. It lists the name that my mother gave me when I was born, my married name, and then there's a version which I have never used ever, which is my first name with my ex-wife's last name. And that has never been on any document ever, but somebody somewhere did it. And I don't fucking know where. But it's also fantastic because when I apply to move into an apartment and they do a background check, like 6 addresses just don't show up.
That's awesome.
Because I give them the one name and they're like, oh, do you have any other aliases? And I was like, yeah, I mean like my hyphenated last name from my marriage. And like, oh, all right, whatever. And they don't fucking check.
Wow. So I always leave the alias thing blank when I'm in the States. Always.
I mean,
they can figure it out themselves. I'm not going to do their job for them. That's the idea of an alias.
Right. I mean,
yeah, it's not an alias at that point.
I was going to say, it's just another name that now the government knows about.
I'm more secretive of my stream name versus my government name than I am any of my other fucking aliases. Like,
interesting.
Posting publicly about getting my coffee affiliateship was the first time in like 6 or 7 months that I put publicly on like my Facebook that has like, you know, kids from high school and like the drag queens that I became really good friends with, and then like the people I knew when I lived in New York, like all of this different amalgamation of fucking people. That's the first time in like 6 or 7 months that I put my screen name for stuff in front of them because it's in the fucking affiliate link.
That's interesting. You don't want people to see you doing your shit?
Dude, it's one of those things where, so like I got doxxed like a year ago at this point.
Okay.
And
sorry, that sounds horrible.
It was fucking awful because it was targeting my older sister who has 2 sons. Like they started trying to like pull that information. And I'm like, no. You fuck with them kids. It's over. Like,
yeah, forget it.
So I like threw that shit in reverse, did a 180, and I'm like, nope, we don't talk about, like, I don't mention, my older brother is the only one who I'm like super comfortable being like, yes, this is my older brother, Tim. Like,
yeah,
because he gets it. But like,
I'm an older brother myself, and I don't think anyone cares if like someone comes to my house. No one gives a fuck about that.
Right. So like, it was one of those things where it's like, nah, man, I keep that shit separate. And also because my mom doesn't need to see me on the internet playing Dead by Daylight going, oh my God, I found a boner. Like, she doesn't fucking need to see that. Like, it's cool.
I mean, that's the thing. I've given up on that with like if it's all out there for me, and it's like
it's so true though.
Yeah,
it's a good.
You've gone past that. You can't have that like anonymous bent to what you're doing anymore.
No, it's totally over, and I'm not even like famous. The thing, you know, I don't get the perks of fame, but I think if I guess you're right. If someone wanted to dox me, they could definitely come to my house and just like knock on the door and kick my ass or something. But
like,
it's sort of like, go ahead, buddy.
Right.
Yeah. And what are they going to do with that, really? Like, my full name's come out there a few times on the pod. And it's funny, Roy, when we met, you were like, what's your real name? And I was like, Mike. And you were like, I'm going to call you Druid.
Yeah.
like we'd just gone to the fucking Nebuchadnezzar together. Like,
well, that's exactly. And I mean, look, when what I would really prefer everyone in the world did, just from how my life is set up, I'd prefer if everyone had their profile picture of their fucking face or likeness, and their username is the name that I will call them. I'm not going to, I will never call you Mike Druid in your whole life. I was actually just now reminded that your name is Mike. To me, you are Druid.
Right. Well,
It's everybody listening, I'm Druid.
Yeah. And there are so many people from my stream community. I was ingenious when I made my screen name, because so many people call me Ginger and Gingy that I had gotten hurt at work, so I had to work from home. And so I was on like fucking Microsoft Teams calls all day. And people were calling me by my government name, and I wasn't responding because I was so used to being called Ginger and Ginge.
Wow.
So that like I just didn't fucking respond. And I was like, oh my God.
It's so funny.
It's fucking wild. And so, but picking a name that can be shortened to a female's name, people who I know in real life who I met through stream, like they live actually near me. They're like, I can't call you Amanda. Like you are forever Ginger to me.
That's interesting.
It was the most ingenious fucking thing I could have done.
I mean, for me, the most ingenious shit you do happens by accident, like that for sure.
Yeah.
And I do want to circle back and say, like, I'm acting all braggadocious, like, oh, fine, come to my house and kick my ass, you freaks. But the reality is, I'm sure it's much more scary for, you know, a lady and someone who's, you know, I'm kind of like a worthless pirate or whatever, you know.
Well,
no Dutch listeners coming over to steal the horn again.
Right.
Honestly, if any Dutch listeners want to come to my house, they can come, and they want to take my horn, they can. I'm sorry, I'm getting excited here. I'm pacing around the house.
The jock comes out.
Yeah, exactly.
So Poindexter, get over here right now. Give me 50.
Yeah,
I'm gonna beat your fucking ass.
Private Pile, what have I said about falling out of line?
That's pretty good, Druid. God damn.
Yeah, 1,000 voices in here. I've been very restrained in that respect, actually.
Yeah. Welcome to the corridors of your mind.
Not again. You charge by the fucking hour or what? We're rapping on the door of a pretty high toll.
Enough. Another question. I'm going to go to the question thing now. Worst nightmare you've ever had?
From Andy.
Druid?
Oh my goodness. Popping right in there. Talking about charging by the fucking hour.
I know. I've got a new nightmare that I haven't had yet, but I thought about it before. I'm up on stage. I'm blowing my sax. Everyone is going wild, but my cheeks have split, and there's air escaping from them. Like what you said before, Ginger. That one really stuck in my mind.
Yeah, it sounds like a balloon being deflated.
Yeah. I'd compare playing big rock shows to the feeling of being inflated like a balloon and then deflated and then inflated again.
Yeah.
God
that's called loading out. The end of the night. Fucking get that drum kit down. I was actually really impressed at how little you had to do in that scenario.
Me and Henry and Juice just go at it. We do it. We go at it like a fucking. We take it by surprise. We ambush the loadout and get it done in 10 minutes.
Oh. Yeah. Oh. God, that sounds amazing.
I've got
heavy lifting and fucking people staring at you.
No, so the bar that I started doing stand up at is also. I mean, they still do music all the time. And watching my brother and stuff do load out and load in, just, I know how fucking insane that shit can get. And God, a quick loadout, just getting it done and over with.
Oh yeah, it's a magical feeling.
That's the jock coming out of you.
Yeah.
4 minutes.
Well, I know when I'm in
better than
when I'm in Ohio, I'm gonna come touch you on the shoulder. You'll be doing loadout with us.
Oh,
you'll be one of the Lobos, Ginger. One of the loadout boys.
Let's fucking do it, man.
I can't wait to see her like bring out that bass drum in between those like fucking like thighs with the heels on, just jumping out like it's a fucking space ball, like it's a medicine ball.
Fantastic.
When A Killer's Confession and Gemini Syndrome were in town, the singer of A Killer's Confession is Waylon Reeves of Mushroomhead fame. And I went to the show and hung out with Waylon and all the AKC boys and Waylon's wife. And they were like, they loaded out fucking quick. They were just like fucking, they closed some cabinets and then they just lifted shit up and just rolled it and it was gone. And I was helping Julie with merch. And I just start like slinging tubs and she's like, man, I hate that you have a job because I'd hire you just to carry our merch. And I'm like, no.
That's fantastic. I mean, I don't want to like rip the fedora off of the mannequin, but we're still in the stage of our rock career where all of the loading merch instruments comes down to me and our drummer and our guitar player.
Yeah.
And it's coming into a van. It's not like you know what I mean? You've not
It'd
got
be
that
so
fucking...
cool if it was like almost Famous vibes on the bus with the roadies, but it's
dude,
the modern music game's a bit different than that. I make a fine living, but there is heavy lifting involved.
The only band I've ever seen at that venue that didn't do their own load in and load out was the fucking red jumpsuit apparatus.
I mean,
wow.
Well, obviously.
And instead, I watched them being fuckboys back by their van while my old roommate and I shotgunned White Claws on the back patio of the venue. So...
Yeah, well, they're hitting up girls in the smoking area outside, and they're going like, "Hey, we used to be everybody's MySpace profile song," and then the girls are like, "What's MySpace? What the fuck is that? You old rube."
Right.
That's fantastic. I wish I didn't remember MySpace, but I do.
Dude.
Well, I'm not.
Okay.
I did very well. My nightmare. I actually remember my first nightmare of all time because I had
this is interesting.
I had a very strange... I remember the first time I ever dreamt, which is a crazy stat, because I was born very sick, and it was like very acute, like sleep apnea. I actually almost died from it, and at the age of 4, you could see my ribs. I had that like starvation pot belly, even though I ate. I just never slept. I remember I had this operation, and I come home. I'd been put under. It was absolutely crazy. I could feel like I've just been to Woodstock when I get back, and like romanticizing the recollection there, no doubt. I come back, and my grandmother had bought me a small replica of the Batcave, which was absolutely fantastic.
That's unreal.
For the first time, I entered REM sleep, and I dreamt of, and this is the first dream you could say I ever had, because it was my first deep sleep, like proper. And I dreamt I was in my lounge living area, and then all of a sudden, from the fireplace, a load of monkeys started like doing forward rolls out from underneath.
Oh gosh.
Damn.
And started like fucking up the house and like killed my dad.
Oh my god. Welcome to the corridors of your mind. I mean, far out.
Yeah.
That's like a classic. That's an incredible first dream. What does it symbolize, or was your brain just going loopy?
Well, it symbolizes. I actually had a small blemish on my right cheek, and then also my friend like Davo was in prison for holding a truck stop.
God
so
damn.
So it's only natural. I then wore a band-aid on my right cheek.
Okay, got it. I'm glad we got the story behind that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it saves everyone Googling it.
My first like nightmare that I remember, I haven't ever told anyone about this, except I wrote it in an email once to a girl I was emailing with.
That sounds like just as good a story, by the way.
I mean, it's not entertaining like yours. Like, I'm trying to follow up a seriously entertaining and, like, you know, well told first dream. But yeah, basically, the dream is I'd been with my parents to the world's longest pier in far northern Australia, and it was a really long wooden pier extending a long way out to sea. And we walked along it. It was me, my sister, and my little sister, who was like a year old. She was in toddler age, like 1.5. She was just starting to walk, and she was a sickly kid. I remember she was not probably different sickness to you, but she got sick and had to go to hospital and shit. Anyway, we're walking along in the dream, me and the family, and my youngest sister, who we call Boo, was walking out ahead of us. And I went off to the side of the pier and I looked down, and the water was dark with sharks. Like there were huge black shadows of sharks swimming underneath the legs of the pier. And then I looked up, and my little sister Bowie just toddles off the edge of the pier and falls into the water. And the family sort of stands there shocked. And then I wake up.
Oh my God!
Jesus.
By the way, how dare you say that that like paled in comparison? I'm arrowed.
I'm
all.
glad I arrowed.
That's
arrowed
so
you.
real.
It was a very real dream. It was.
Also, love the way that you did a slight chuckle when you told us how like far out to see the pier.
Look, it's also a beautiful memory. This pier, I'm telling you, I can't remember the name of it, but it went out to fucking like out to sea. It was windy out there. It must have been 500 meters out to sea.
It was that appreciation of the engineering of it. Like you had your hands on your hips and going, "Yeah, that's a damn fine bit of engineering."
I was just a boy. I was only 7 years old. Engineering for me was, stuffing lemons in a drain and watching the stormwater back up.
Black with sharks, man.
It was. I remember it clear as day. I woke up and I had the sinkinest feeling in my stomach. Okay, nightmare talk. That was pretty good. What's the final question here? Sorry to steer. I like questions. Is all.
I can shoot us one of the dating advice questions if you like.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Usually I put 70s porno music on before this segment. But
I'll wait a second. I've just spotted another user question that I can bang out quick.
Okay.
Better sax part, Baker Street or Careless Whisper? In my opinion, it's Baker Street.
Absolutely. Coupled with that guitar solo, magic.
Yeah. Jerry Rafferty, man, he could play that fucking thing, couldn't he?
Yeah, and famously friends with comedian Billy Connolly, and I don't know if you guys.
Yeah.
I'm Connolly. I'm Team Connolly. Yeah.
Yeah. Great comedian. Has a great story about prank calling people with Jerry Rafferty.
That's cool.
Which I won't tell now because we're really getting like close to the wire. So I've got two questions here. We can choose one or bang out both. It's up to you.
Let's bang them both out. I think it'll increase my chances of giving a thoughtful answer.
Well, I don't know. Well, let's see what you're working with here first.
And I want to, before we ask the questions, I want to say, like, by way of a disclaimer, I am like months from an incredible heartbreak and watching the relationship of my life go down the toilet. So the advice that I give in response to these questions, I'm not trying to be a bummer. The response I give to these questions is let's rather than advice, let's call it dating discourse. You know, this is this is conversational, rather than advisory.
I'm going to drop a disclaimer to you here. The reason that I stepped up and asked you to do this was because I saw your tweet and I thought, this could be good. Couple of hours.
Yeah, couple hours. I did a deleted tweet, didn't I, where I called my marriage a sham?
You did, yeah. Clever deletion.
Yeah, thanks. It was, I was in the trenches that day.
I just want to say, on behalf of the GingerTalks podcast family, that we stand with you in this time of
Thank
hardship.
you.
And if anyone wants to support Roy, they can support it by way of following the link linktr.ee/GingerTalks and buying some merch. Or becoming a
I'd really appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, help the dude feel warm and night. All right, and remember these are asked anonymously, so we can take these with a pinch of salt, or we can choose to believe they're real. I'm not sure where I stand yet.
Beautiful.
So here we go. Very attracted to my college librarian. He's a lot older than me and a huge nerd. I'm in first year and not wanting anything serious. Would a fling with him ruin my study time in subsequent years?
I'm going to say, just off the top of my head, and like based on, whatever, I would say that 100% that librarian will get weird about it.
Yeah.
100 without it, like it's most likely that librarian, once you show him that first year ass, like he's not gonna easily move on from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, very level-headed, and only go for it like if you enjoy a taste of missionary at 80 BPM, whilst also being told to shush.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
If you like some nice quiet. Who knows? Maybe he's a freak, though. All right, tell our listener that you as you get a little older, you get better at reading who a sex person is. And I did the quotation marks with my fingers again there. Some people are sex people, and you can easily put out to them, and they won't freak out because they just go have sex with someone else.
Right.
Maybe it's one of those secretly freaky librarians who's down the sex club every other weekend. So he won't take it so bad. Most likely, he's just a guy working in a college, and you're going to, break him up with his girlfriend by accident and ruin his life.
Yeah. That's such a good answer.
Yeah.
Don't put your body...
How did I go, Ginge? Was that okay dating advice?
Yeah, I mean, so here's my thought on it is, are you really tied to studying at the library? Do you think you're ever going to have to spend time there? Is it a big... college university? Is there another library you can go to? Or
this is the practical advice I was looking for. This is good.
Is this, nah, man, I got to use the computer lab every week because I'm in a fucking, course that makes me sit and take fucking tests in the computer lab in the library. If he's gonna make some weird, just kind of how's it going? Fuck no, stop it.
Yeah. Fuck the follow up. Forget about the follow up. That's what we're trying to avoid here.
I'm sure there's someone who will be happy to dick you down, but take it from me. I'm not gonna talk like I have experience in this specific thing, but as someone who kind of understands, don't get dicked down by someone older than you who's going to make it weird when you're in public together. Just don't do it.
Yeah. And also, if you're like an NFT cryptocurrency Gen Z graph watcher, then at least do this with someone that's going to fucking give you some good grades.
There we go.
This guy's this is not a power move.
Yeah.
Imagine that pillow talk where you're talking about the Dewey system.
Yeah. The decimal ones, right?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say this, and it's going to make someone who listens to this podcast feel real weird, and sorry, but if he's going to walk up behind you and say, hey, I just took a Viagra, it's going to be a long night, don't do it. Just trust me, don't do it.
Okay, here we go. Advice counterpoint. Is this there's a chance that this librarian's 25, right?
I mean,
or
fair.
If this is a first year college person, ruin your life. Maybe you'll get that slightly older dick and you won't be able to fucking get enough of it.
So I lost you guys there for half a second. Can you repeat
another
that?
good reason to concentrate. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
what,
sorry.
what I was saying, that's okay. What I was saying was that that maybe this older librarian is actually like a 27-year-old librarian, and he's gonna hit that ass just right. Well, sorry, they're gonna hit that ass just right, and you'll never, you'll be the one never recovering from it. You'll be chasing that librarian dream for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
And so many of us often fall into that folly.
I
well-organized individuals out there, just spreading knowledge.
Yeah, they're meticulously working over your puss.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
And here's the thing: the older you get, the more normal it's going to be to see a little bit of an age gap between folks. So remember, if you're 18, no, just hear me out. There's a train of thought that led me to this. 18, 19-year-olds think, oh my God, I can only date someone who's like 20 or else it's going to be fucking weird. You get to be 30 years old like me. And I'm like, I mean, all right, cool. I can feasibly date someone a few years younger than me. But I went on a date with a dude, didn't even fucking realize he was 36. Fucking, his life was in a slightly different place, which is fine. But I had a nice time. He was well-meaning, fucking paid for dinner, was real nice, gave me his number. We chatted for a little bit. And then I was the one that ghosted him because I didn't know what the fuck else to do. Thing is, don't limit your fucking sphere or you're going to be an old crotchety bitch. And you ain't going. You're gonna go, man. I should have fucked this guy. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Just think before you fuck, man. Just a little.
If his idea of foreplay is like helping put together like a replica of a ship in a boat, you need to go away.
Sorry,
right.
It was a weird tangent, but
all right. Next question, guys.
Yeah, final bit of that.
Good question from that listener, though, and congratulations for getting into college.
Yes,
that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're going to graduate with honors.
Yeah, there's a critical thinking shortage in the United States. You're turning the tide.
Yeah.
I'm so glad these are anonymous because they would not be as good. All right, here we go. Oh God. All right.
That's.
I love when he says that because I know it's going to be weird.
Yeah.
Any dudes on the pod got tips for jacking off when sleeping in bunks? Going away for a minute, but need me time?
Yeah, I mean, look, I gotcha.
Yes, I love that readiness.
I gotcha. I not only have spent a lot of time in a bunk bed, but I spend most of my. How do I segue into this? I went back home years ago, and I spoke to a friend of my uncle's who had been a traveling businessman for years and years. He would travel between Hong Kong and somewhere else shady and back to Australia and do his business. And he asked me how touring was. I said, it's great, blah, blah, blah. We're talking. And he asks, like, what kind of digs we're staying in, like what our setup is. And I said, it's pretty chill. I normally just bunk up with like our bass player or our drummer. And we share, we split a room and that's how we stay in a hotel. And he was aghast. He said, what? You're 30-something years old and you don't have your own room on the road? So yeah, full disclosure, we share hotel rooms every night. And we're like maybe a couple of years, me and Alex, since we last, for a long time in our career, we shared beds. And that's not the end of the world. In terms of jacking off with someone else in the room, it's a communication thing. Use your words. They're eventually going to have to go for a walk, for a strollio or something like that. You just need to communicate with them and say, hey, how long are you going to be gone for? And they'll be like, what do you care? And then you simply say, because I'm thinking about jacking off. And then they,
That's beautiful.
So that buys you the window. Practically, in terms of like masturbating in a small space.
So glad it's going there.
Don't Okay, if you're masturbating in a small space, like on a overnight ferry or like whatever, as long as you can lie down, you're fine. Because then you simply, I can't believe I'm going to say this on a fucking podcast. You simply ejaculate onto your own chest and use your socks or underpants to wipe it away, straight in the travel bag, and off you go. There's your technique. Onto the chest. It's got an element of intimacy to it as well.
Love yourself first
There
and
you go.
foremost.
There you go.
The vapor rub, if you've got a cold, you can maybe clear up the engine room.
Yeah.
In more ways than one.
So there's the technique from an expert. It's a two-pronged attack.
I love that communication there. That, like, the idea that you are able to tell these guys that your dick feels like a full bottle of vinegar.
Yeah.
At any given moment. And
I got the ants in my pants.
yeah, it was just like, yo, Shakin' Stevens is the opening out for the evening.
Yep.
Closing, it don't matter. Not really much experience in this field, I'm going to say. Only child here.
I've got more experience than I would like to have.
Only child here probably comes out quite a lot in my choice of Twitch comments. Not going to lie.
I think your Twitch comments, they're inspired by the bard himself, the great man.
Yes.
Bill Shakespeare, I'm talking about.
Christopher
The modern
Marlowe.
iteration, If we took all of your comments on my Twitch alone and compiled them, there's a serious piece of writing.
Yeah. Well, that's like 1,000 monkeys like getting together and like trying to make it work. As for jacking off, I mean, like the subject I'm desperate to talk about, quite obviously, like playing the violin, as I like to call it. Jacking off's an interesting one. I'm worried if those around me. What was that?
The violin. Whatever.
God damn it! God damn it! That's brilliant.
Yeah, strumming that like solitary banjo thing as best I can.
You're welcome.
Well, I don't like that you're doing an impression of me. But moving swiftly on, I have a belief that if you ever catch yourself like jacking it in the mirror and you see yourself in that state, it is the most terrifying existential crisis you'll find yourself in. You'll soon realize that every small complexity that you thought composed your ear to your kind of conscious being is a lie, and in fact you're nothing but a system of pipes that need to be cleaned every now and again. And that is echoed marvelously in that facial expression, that dead-eyed stare, coupled with the mariachi twist of your palm hitting your ball sack. That you catch yourself in the mirror unawares. You look like a nocturnal animal who has just been introduced to daylight for the first time, a slow loris.
Pure fear.
Yeah, that slow loris in the gaze of like a high beam for that second. And I for one don't want to share that moment with anyone but me, myself, and God. God, please forgive me. As for bunk beds, I mean, it's a lot like the stool review system. I think that some bunk beds are going to be better than others. You don't want to create that symphony that friends of mine that still live at home will attest they lived in bunk beds with their brothers until they were in their mid-20s, and I often think of them like as if they're some kind of masturbatory Captain Ahab's out there searching for the white whale to just land on their chests with grace and decorum, and that never happening for them because the bunk is twitching that little bit too much to enjoy it.
That's a beautiful way of looking at it. That's a great way of looking at it, Druid. I think that having a wank off while my business partner is out buying a Gatorade in fucking Iowa.
Listen,
Having done that so many times makes coming home and having that solitary wank like sweet ambrosia.
Yes. The first pressing of the olive oil coming out for the first time after weeks and weeks on the road. God bless, man. You're out there with Juice. You're out there with Henry. You're sharing a bed.
We're living the dream. We're living the fucking... I've seen parts of the world I never thought I would. I'm
loving this, like the idea of like three of you like sharing a bed in a hotel room somewhere in Des Moines, for example, on your next tour, which you'll sure be hitting. You heard it here first.
Can't miss Des Moines.
I'm imagining that drone shot, that downward shot of you guys on the bed, and it's like, what the fuck happened to Hanson?
God damn it.
It's really a
You're like, Juice, for fuck's sake, do you want to go and get breakfast or what?
Yeah, exactly. That's the other good piece of advice for the bunk bed. Just hold it.
You'll enjoy it more. You'll enjoy it more in the long run.
My boss and I, we travel for my job, and we share a hotel room. And she's like, man, I wish I could afford to get you your hotel room, whatever, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. It's a roof and 4 walls, and there's no roaches. Like, it's cool.
Let's get one thing straight as well. Like, she can't afford that.
She couldn't at the time. At the time, she couldn't.
Okay, gotcha.
So, but I was prepared to, like, get my own room if I really needed to. But there was this dude that was hitting on her real hard. And I was like, listen, I can go fuck off to a bar and, like, give you some time if you need it. And the last night of the conference, he fucking slid her his room key.
Wow, Mr. Slick.
I know. And he did it right in front of me. And I was like, I see what you're doing, Morgan. I see what you're doing. And I was already fucking off to Riverside that night. So, like, I was going to be out of the room. And I was like, do what you're going to do. Fucking whatever, man. And I meet up with her at the airport to fly back to Iowa. And she's like, yeah, I had a really late night last night. And I was like, I bet you did. And she goes, yeah, we drank in the hot tub, blah, 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 blah. And I said no. And I was like, respect, man.
Yeah.
Like, fucking respect.
Just because you got the hotel, because, our last tour we had it set up, it was an uneven number of people in the tour party. So there was a solo room each night. Mm-hmm. And we called it the Great Rotation of each night. Like, who does it rotate to? And, when you're out there in a room by yourself and you're on the road, it's easy to think like, oh, I've got the solo room tonight. Maybe I need to try and like pick up, or like the person hitting on me, maybe I do go home with them or whatever. But really, like, that's the time when you actually need to just be alone and masturbate.
Yeah. Abso-fucking-lutely. And I'm like, nah, dude. So when I went to Texas by myself on my trip, she ended up not being able to come with me. She had booked a room with 2 beds and, cool, whatever. And I had the entire room to myself. And I was like, this is the fucking best. I had some of the best sleep. Ain't nobody fucking bothering me. No sun waking me up. Like, I was like, God damn. Wow. Now I know why people fucking love this.
Yeah. Everyone just wants to play the harp now and again.
Right. Dude.
Everyone loves masturbating? What are we talking about?
Yes. Okay.
Good.
I was just literally trying to bring another classical fucking instrument into the fray, but that's fine.
You've got a harp?
Nah.
Are you playing with your harp?
Nah, come on. Closest thing to a harp I'll get is a pint of Guinness.
That's it. I'm wrapping this shit up.
Yeah, I was going to say. But before we delve even deeper and farther into weird holes, God damn it, I hate myself.
Like, everyone's going to leave this recording and go and jack off now that we've been...
Yeah. Congratulations if you made it this far, listeners.
Yeah.
Let's say that every time. I'm so glad that you're there with us.
When people finish episodes, I get messages. I just finished the latest episode. episode, I made it to the point where Druid said, if you've made it this far, I get those messages, man.
That's so funny. I love that shit.
So
My
all
favorite
of-
ones I get when I stream are people who write to me and say that they fell asleep with the stream on.
Dude. So
I get
good.
3 or 4 of them a day. That's the most messages I get is people writing to me saying, thanks for putting me to sleep.
That is like, you are like calm.com. You're like a meditation app for these fuckers. That's so good.
I'm the insomnia cure for the modern guy.
God, I love that.
Yeah, and the insomnia disease for me, because I keep fucking staying up with you fuckers.
Uh-huh. I mean, it's a terrible disease. I hope it doesn't trouble you too much. Is that why you listen to is that why you tune into the fucking stream?
I told you I had that sleep illness. I didn't dream until I was 4 years old. There is a little carryover from that. And in a way, just know you've helped me through that journey of staying awake through all this shit. And I've started a podcast, made friends.
Yeah.
There's all kind of positives going on here. None of which impact positively on my work, and all of which tap into those destructive thoughts in my head where I liken my masturbatory practice to that of a nocturnal animal in Brazil. Take from that what you will.
I've been thinking a lot about symbolism and re-symbolism, and I think that you're hitting some sort of nail on some sort of nail head.
That in itself was a symbol. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Spreading his wings and flying tonight on the GingerTalks podcast. Didn't really know how we were going to go, Roy, but I feel we're winding down. This has been an absolute blast.
This has been... I've enjoyed it.
Me too. The sun is going down over the Verrazano Bridge here in Brooklyn. I've really enjoyed speaking with you guys. I normally don't bang on so much, so I do appreciate it.
Hey, we've had a blast having you on. For some reason, people who don't talk much end up talking for hours around me. I think it's just my blessing or curse. I don't know which one. But
your superhero / villain origin story.
Exactly, man.
Yeah, we are definitely gutter-mouth facilitators over here.
Well,
I'm going to flat out deny ever doing this podcast. I'm just going to.
He's given away too much, hasn't he? This is where I get the email from what was that guy's name you quoted earlier?
I've gone after the Dutch. I've gone after Kevin Morby. I've gone after everyone.
Listen,
there's someone from secretly Canadian coming out with a baseball bat to Birmingham, UK right now.
Listen,
there's no one at that label with the Stones. They don't have the guts to come fly me.
I usually have at least one controversial hot take.
Keeping that in as well.
Yes, I'm usually the one that has at least one controversial hot take. I've challenged Joe Rogan, so I mean, fucking whatever, man. At this point, it's fine.
You don't have to challenge Joe Rogan, James. You just sit back and let blood disease run its course. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking beautiful.
Yeah,
heart disease.
So many establishments with sawdust on the floor ending that guy right now. And ivermectin. You can ivermect this.
Ugh, gross. Well, Roy, thank you so much for being on the pod. I've had a blast.
My pleasure. Me too.
And
before you go, please, is there anything you would like to plug?
Ooh, plug it.
Yeah.
Plug-in. Let me see. Of course, I'll plug the Twitch channel, Cameron Molloy Associates. That's our LLC here in the States, and also the name of our Twitch account. I stream Farm Sim endlessly. What else do I have to plug? Plug a lug. I'm new to TikTok. Marvelous Crane. Yeah. I think I spelled marvelous wrong, but you'll figure it out.
I'm putting up right now. Let's go.
I'm pulling up TikTok and I hate it.
I've been trying so hard to make TikToks. Holy fuck. It's challenging, but I'm getting there. And other than that, use Google. Look up the shows. Alex Cameron. We're probably coming to a town near you if you're in Europe or America. And we're probably the best rock band going around right now. Everyone else in the indie game are fucking cowards.
Dude, listeners, please check out.
That's so true.
Please check out Alex Cameron, because I was exposed to Alex Cameron through Druid, and now it sneaks into the rotation. My like automatically generated rotation, and it's fucking great. Going from
Thank you, Ginger. We do sneak into people's lives, don't we?
Hey,
Trojan horse.
I fucking dig it, man. So please, guys, check out the Twitch channel, check out the tunes, go and support the TikTok kids and their newfangled TikToks and shit. But no,
just to be clear, I'm 34 years old. I should actually inform your viewers of that. I'm a 34-year-old man.
So is everyone here, buddy. Don't
I was
worry.
gonna say, like,
Hear about that. Druid, it's a pleasure to have spoken with you on the phone. Ginger,
Yeah,
thank
honestly.
you so much for having me.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Anytime you want to fucking chat, play games, whatever, man, you know how to get a hold of us now.
Watch out, I'll take you up on that.
Fuck yeah. So
You'll be out in the farm putting in hard labor.
I mean, okay, and
Yeah, it's a digital.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm cool with it. I played Minecraft for 12 fucking years, so
But I've considered making that purchase a couple of times, but I thought, come on, man, like I'm infiltrating on a whole new level to that at this point with this.
Yeah.
So I think, as I said at the start, it's like fucking James Franco from Pineapple Express. I deliver him some weed, and then I'm like, "Yeah, you want to stick around, buddy?" Fucking cartoons.
Oh, God.
That's it's been a pleasure. Thank you for smoking me out as well.